Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Red Jenny. We're here to play the Dragon Age TTRPG and also to break some channel records here today because we are officially the longest running show on GGK.
It's
Didn't know
64, baby.
yeah, we really waited. We there was it's the anticipation meme.
We milked the hell out of
we
it.
were
That
we were
antici.
yeah. We should have set that up at the end of the last one, not knowing that we were going to have to take a couple of months off with the holidays and life changes and stuff. It's been crazy and slash beginning of the year, y'all. So thanks for bearing with me, both players and viewers alike. But we're here, we're back, and we are in the sort of end game, the final episodes of our game here. So before we get into our recap, which I will do a thorough one of so we all can remember what happened last time, let's go ahead and do our introductions, let everybody talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they're playing tonight, starting as always with Van.
Sorry, it's adjusting my microphone. Hi, everybody. I'm Van. There's a cat sneezing in the background. Are you okay? It's all falling apart. You can find me on the internets at Van But Wilder, wherever you can find people on the internets. Mostly I just hang out around the Discords and stream here a couple of times a week, and also over on Hack Recklessly on some Sunday nights whenever we get back to stuff. Sorry, I'm doing like 5 different things right now. Tonight I'm playing Venehn, the Elven Dalish old marksman ranger. And here's my question. We're gonna go with the question because Sid reminded me of it, and it's a good question. So if you met somebody and they had never seen a movie ever, what movie would you show them? And I think this isn't my favorite movie, but it's a movie that I really, really like, and I think it's got a lot of things in it that show what's like good about well-crafted movies, and it's Shawshank Redemption.
I like it. I believe I'm next. Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid if you really want to work very hard to do that. Yeah, I'm here a couple days a week streaming. Tonight I'm playing Yasmera. She is our Minari Shadow Assassin Rogue. Wahaha. This is a tough one. But I'm gonna go with one of my favorites, and also one that it would be very funny to make someone that has no concept of cinematography or movies or ridiculousness in general. Hot Fuzz. Or make them watch Hot Fuzz.
That's an excellent choice.
Yeah. That's me.
Patient. Sup, y'all? It's me, Wall, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me at WALE132, just like a cute little Disney robot, talking about the stuff that I'm in, and the things that I do, and everything that I enjoy. Tonight, I am playing Garas, our Elven Grey Warden duelist bard. If I had to show one movie, I was gonna say Wizard of Oz. I answered that question before I said Wizard of Oz, but thinking about it, Clash of the Titans, because it is like the most peak of practical special effects.
You are talking about the one from the 70s.
Yeah, the 70s
not
one.
The remake. Okay.
No, not the remake. No, not that one.
Thank God.
The one from the 70s, because when it has
They're
like
two very different things.
Yeah, very different thing. Like Harry Harryhausen is like one of my favorite special effects artists, and his style of like doing stop motion, and then the way he would do it, where he would film the stop motion he'll film the movie first, and then they would film the stop motion but in front of a screen that was playing the scene from the movie, so that then they will line that up with like the claymation, with such like iconic a form of special effects that only he used it and one other person used it in a B movie and was never used again. But it's like I feel like it's like peak of like what special effects could do going forward. So yeah, that would be it.
That's also a great one. These are all good answers.
Yeah, just wait till you hear my crazy bullshit.
Oh God.
All right.
Sita's gonna say some shit none of us have ever heard of.
Yeah.
Internet, and hi, Mom. I missed you. Missed you all so much, and I've missed my friends so much, and it is so fucking good to be back. It's me. It's the Sita. You can find me at Mr. Wilt at most places on the internet. It's spelled crazy. Look down below. You can also find me at john.sita on Instagram. You can check out a bunch of pictures of food that I make, because I make a lot of food. Tonight, I genuinely don't know who the fuck I'm playing, but I'm sure we will figure that out as it goes along. I think I have Ziggy underneath me right now. And
I can think of at least one drunk dwarven woman who wished she would say the same.
Hey.
Oh, I don't get to say goodbye to her. Anyway, to answer the question, I think if I were to show somebody a movie and they'd never seen movies before, I'd really kind of want to fuck with them. And my first thought was Waking Life. But in all honesty, I think I would have to show them 1991's surrealist fucking sci-fi horror mindfuck, Naked Lunch.
You know what, Sita? Okay.
That's the most Sita.
Because I like hurting people.
Naked Lunch is the most Sita thing you could have possibly said.
It's you did not disappoint me, because I went into this like, this motherfucker is gonna name the most art house, like Portland level shit ever, and you did not disappoint me one bit.
guys
The
were a
only
little
reason why I
flick
know about the
cold.
first movie is because of my old roommate. That's it.
I'm quite the opposite. I have to say, having known Sita the longest on this call, I'm extremely disappointed in you. Like, extremely disappointed in you.
Oh, why? It's just a little traumatic fun.
He says as he
Is it fun?
he sips his Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Fun for me.
I can't tell you the last time I saw the film.
I'm pretty sure Sita
me either.
made me watch the film for the
It's-
first time. Yes.
Sid, you'll appreciate this. I think the last time I watched it was with Crazy. Do you remember Crazy?
Oh my god.
I think he was the one who showed me, and I think
There's
that's
no
probably like,
explanation needed for
Yeah.
crazy either.
Yeah.
It's on the tin. So
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna add a secondary answer because mine was a serious answer. But if I was gonna fuck with somebody, I'd show them The Room.
God damn.
Oh
it.
yeah.
I have to
Oh,
pick a
yeah.
different one.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Val, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
God damn it. All right. Well, I was going between two, and now you've narrowed
Tommy
it down to
Wiseau, come on.
Yeah.
one.
Well, hi,
Is that
Mark.
it for you, Sita? I don't know if you
Yeah,
finished
that's it.
your
I
intro.
think that's
Okay,
it.
good.
Everything.
Hi everyone, I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Ground, mostly just here. And I'll be running this game.
I just keep
and
thinking of movies I want to show people now.
I was gonna say The Room because my thought process is I want to show them one of the worst movies I can think of because it's only better from there.
That's true.
Like make them get in, but like movies aren't really good, and then like everything they see after that is just like blows my mind. I don't want to
to
start
be
them off
fair,
with the
though,
best.
The Room is a terrible movie, but it's a fun terrible movie.
So what I'm gonna
fun
say
to watch.
as my second option is Battlefield Earth.
Oh Lord.
Really?
Which is the Scientology
Come
propaganda
on.
movie that John Travolta made.
See, now we've divided the five of us into two parties. There's the three of you who want to like show
Three of
someone
us like
something
movies.
nice and
Yeah,
want to like
three of
expand.
us like
And then
movies
Val and I
and
over here
other
like,
people.
how can we mess with their
Yeah.
minds?
Three of us like movies.
No,
the
this is
other
for
two
their-
of you are criminals.
This is for their benefit, though.
Well, no, but
They
the thing
will
about it
watch
is that then they're gonna have watched enough movies to where they'll realize you were fucking with them,
That you know what,
And
that
then
was
you've
kind of my
lost-
thought.
and
when you-
then-
the long game here.
and then you've lost a very interesting friend who made it to their adult life and had never
Uh-huh.
seen a movie.
The Room is an interesting example. I'm thinking about that. Like, if they had never seen a movie before and you show them The Room, they would have no fucking idea that it was bad. I mean,
That's
they would be
true.
like, "What
No, I
is?
think
I
they-
don't. This
The
is
room is so
is this? Are
bad
they all
that-
like this? Is this how movies?
I think
I
they
don't know
would
that I'm
have
into these.
human interaction before, given that you're speaking with them.
Yeah.
So I think they would at least be able
This is
to
a person. They're not an alien.
See,
If
that's
it
the
was an
thing,
alien,
you
it's a
don't-
different
yeah,
answer
Yeah,
completely.
see, if they were an
Act
alien
like
who never interacted with human beings, I'm certain the room is art forced to them.
If it's an alien, I'm either showing them My Dinner with Andre or Snake Eyes.
Or you just go
With Nick Cage
full
and
binge
Gary
watch,
Sinise.
and you say we're going to watch all relevant movies in chronological order, and you both start and end with Nosferatu right now.
That is
Well,
true.
no,
We
look,
are
the thing is-
films are
thing
in a
is,
full circle.
But the thing is,
Yep.
if it was an alien that I'm showing this movie to, like if like an alien who's never seen Earth media, I'm showing the Fast and the Furious, like hands down.
Yeah.
If it was an alien, I'm showing the
And
Fast
like
and the Furious.
this is
If it was
how
human,
this is how
I'm-
people interact.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
can I
is-
change
this-
my answer to Fast and Furious 3?
No, you are not. Tokyo Drift is not allowed to be shown to the aliens. We can't show the
Anyway.
aliens Tokyo Drift.
We're not showing the aliens are real life anime. Okay, sure,
We're
fine.
not
Fine.
showing the aliens Tokyo Drift.
Look, the
it
aliens
will
have to
give
be
away
aware-
how powerful we are.
That's why I'm showing them the Fast and the Furious movies. We're showing how powerful our
They're too
humans are.
good
They-
at driving. We
Yeah.
can't conquer them.
And then the last
God.
one, they saw the guy from Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift build a spaceship. I mean, come on. We have to show them Tokyo Drift so they know what's going on when the spaceship goes into space.
I'm gonna show them the Fast and Furious, but only the ones with Han.
I love doing
All
this
right.
podcast with you guys. It's a lot of fun.
Isn't this great?
Yeah. All right.
Hi,
we
chat.
should actually.
Is this? Are you excited to have us back here? Not talking about Dragon Age in the middle of the Dragon Age zeitgeist.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I guess we should probably get started. I mean, we can sit here for the next 2.5 hours and just talk about movies, but
I mean, I love my friends and I love movies, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we
we should probably play a game.
We can
Yeah, we kinda-
we can do that on and on one day.
Yeah.
Chat, go in the Discord though and tell me what movies you would show people who've never seen.
I mean,
movies.
we
or
are at
aliens.
some point.
Either
I
one.
think this came up during. It was during Hearts of Stone. At some point, we are actually going to have to sit down and talk about our idea for the secret Slacker podcast / show we're going to do.
Oh,
Am I the
yeah.
only one that remembers this? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
No, we do have a fun podcast idea.
Yeah, we're going to do that at some point. Anyway, let's
Wait,
go ahead.
Can I change my movie?
No, too late.
Please, can I say one more?
You can literally just say the name of the movie and then I'm moving on.
Saltburn.
All right. We are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to jump into our recap from last time. I did not write a full
Knives
recap.
Out would
'cause
also
it
be a
would've
really
been
good one.
Too much. But previously on Red Jenny, the crew of the Red Jenny found themselves along the outskirts of the Tirashan forest in a former elven stronghold that has been built over a temple of Durthamen. You had met with the mages there, calling themselves the Broken Circle. Initially traveling there with Venehn and a former member of Venen's clan, Shera, for the purposes of tracking down what might have happened to Venen's lost clan members. Upon arriving there and encountering the Broken Circle, you also discovered your friend Carter, who had been lost to you several years ago, before the events of this last chapter, who had succumbed to becoming an abomination. Carter greeted you as in his human form, and you met the leader of the Broken Circle, Minetto Fiolo, and a former Tevinter mage that had founded this order. You very quickly sussed out that things were not as they appear, as Minetto was using blood magic to manipulate the refugees here, to excavating the ruins beneath this fortress. You confronted Minetto, who explained his reasons for doing so, to uncover the lost Eye of Durthamen, a ancient elven relic, which is said to give one essentially precognition, a knowledge of all things, but at a cost. You agreed to help Minetto to recover the Eye of Durthamen, And in exchange, he would release the people here from his control, explain to them what he had done, and also free your friend Carter as well. He explained, he agreed to this deal. You delved within the temple, retrieved the Eye of Drathaman, and returned to Minetto, who upheld his end of the bargain, telling the people of this conclave, this camp, what he had done. Some of them growing obviously angry at the response, others being confused, trying to determine what their next step would be. However, in the midst of all of this upheaval, you needed to free your friend Carter as well. He explained this would be a difficult task. However, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, because I don't have this in my notes, that Yasmera had used the eye to get some of the information that Minetto would need to free Carter, to fully depossess him, as what Minetto had done had essentially been a form of blood magic, spirit binding, to suppress the demon that was still attached to Carter. Using this ritual, you traversed into the Fade as a group, finding within this pocket realm, this inner mixing of both Carter's memories and the influences of the Fade and this demon, the bound spirit of Carter. Of course, upon arriving, you also confronted the demon that was controlling and manipulating Carter as well, that had bound his spirit to this place. You fended off the spirit, this demon, were able to free Carter, thrusting Carter back into the physical world, where the rest of you found a portal opening up to another pocket of the Fade, through which you entered, finding yourself once again face to face with the darkspawn, corrupted magister known as the Architect. You were immediately and understandably on guard as the Architect approached you. However, he made it very clear that he was only wishing to parley with you, and made an offer that you would give him the Eye of Drathaman, and in exchange, he would give you more understanding and reveal to you some of the secrets and machinations going on in the real world that you had been unable to uncover, specifically related to the Disciples of Silence. You rejected his offer for the eye, wanting to keep it, and instead he asked for something else, stating that he was at a sort of lack of research materials. His ultimate goal, finding some sort of control of the blight, wanting some means of freeing the Darkspawn from their compulsion to destroy and follow the commands of the archdemons and the nature of the blight itself. And because of that, he would need a creature that had overcome the blight themselves, which, fitting the bill, Ziggy volunteered to stay as the Architect's guinea pig, essentially. In concluding this deal, the Architect left you where we left off last time, was the Architect providing you some information that he was not in fact, or that the Disciples of Silence do not in fact work for him, but rather they had a brief relationship where he had rescued them from the fall, from the battle during the fall of Antiva, that had claimed their, allegedly claimed their lives, and had sequestered them away to his domain, where he entreated with Reyes seeming very interested in the blight and its origins, having very similar motivations to the Architect in wanting to end the blight, of wanting to free the people of Thedas from its commands and compulsions and the various political interweavings that stem from its presence. Wanted information on the first blight, how it originated, specifically accounts of it. The architect could not provide him with any such accounts, as the architect, though he was present at its inception, being one of the Magister Sidrial that initially unleashed it upon the world, said that he had lost his memories, and only one being that he was aware of remembered the event firsthand. The conductor of this order, the Magister Sidrial, their leader, the High Priest of Dumont, now known as Corypheus. And that is, with that revelation and that drop, that is where we ended our last session. I believe the last thing we ended on was specifically, I think it was Van asking, do we know who this person is?
It had to have been.
Yeah. And my answer to you was we would address that next time, because we were over time already that session.
Do we know who that is?
Tell me if
Do
I
we
know
know
this
that?
man. Who do I know this man?
Who is this man?
So
I know this man.
Let's do some rolls, y'all. And for the
Sina
sake of this,
knows
just
this
again,
man.
Ziggy, you're still here. You're still present for all of this. We all know
It'd
said
be
your
really
farewells.
psycho if you were just like, unfortunately, Ziggy's gone.
Yeah, if it was just like, oh, deal, snaps his fingers, Ziggy's just
Bro.
gone. No, so Ziggy's still here, and y'all will still have time for your farewells and all of that. But yeah, let's do some rolls for that. So these will be cunning rolls.
Okay.
I will either take
Cultural lore.
I got 0 cunning, so hey, let's go. Nuts.
so
Military
the
lore?
information I
smarter
give
than you.
will vary
Yeah,
depending
you
on what
are.
kind of lore check you are making.
Okay.
So tell me what kind of lore you want in this moment, that you want your character to focus on, and I will frame the information based on that. So I think historical lore is probably going to give you the more, again, we'll give you more of like the historical setting, anything that might have been recorded on more of like a, like, what's the word I'm looking for, an objective standpoint. Cultural would be a bit different, focusing on more of the impact to the relevant cultures. I will also say, because there is no specific Grey Warden lore, but we have 2 Grey Wardens in the group who may have a little bit of different context for things. I will allow you to essentially utilize your, because y'all have your like darkspawn sense kind of things and that sort of stuff. I will essentially allow y'all to add a focus to a cunning roll.
Okay, cool.
That is specific for like Grey Warden lore.
Okay, then I'm adding my sense darkspawn sense to it then.
Well, everybody else
So-
gets something. What do I get?
It'll still be cunning, but you can add a focus to it, for like Grey Warden lore. Venehn, it's up to you. I don't know what kind of lore check you have.
I have exactly 1 cunning focus, and it is in navigation. And I would like to argue that I have been navigating this conversation extraordinarily well.
Sit down. sit down.
I'll do cultural lore, I guess. Would military lore make any sense in this regard?
Military lore would also give. I would say that would give it kind of the same context as what I'm giving the Grey Warden stuff. So
I'll
if
do
either of you
cultural
have
lore then.
yeah, if either of the Grey Wardens have military lore and want to roll with that instead, that works well too.
I got a 15, adding in my detect darkspawn. I'll roll to it.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take that as a no on navigation.
Yeah, navigation. That's, I appreciate the hustle, but no, I'm gonna say no to that one.
Look, he tried.
I got a 21 on cultural lore.
Okay.
Since Garas went for more of the Grey Warden focus, I'm going to go ahead and, because I've got that military lore focus, so I got a 15 for military lore.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I rolled triple 6s.
Hey.
Nice.
19.
Damn. Okay.
Who do I know this man?
So let's start with the lowest ones
It's
first,
a puzzle.
and
It's a
then
puzzle to solve. Venon's really good
work
at
up to
this.
the highest. So I'll
Yeah,
tell you what
Venon's
each of
really good at puzzles.
you would recall in turn. What did you roll again, Sita? Do you and Garrus both rolled a 15? What did
Yeah,
you
we both
roll
got 15.
for specifically?
I did military lore. He did Darkspawn. He did Green
Military
Room.
lore. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give you all a little bit of context. Actually, I kind of want to keep this chronological instead. So let me start actually with Yasmera, because you did culture.
Yep.
And then we'll get to the others, because 15s are still pretty good. So what you know about Corypheus. So you come from the Talvishoth, and the Kunari specifically have a lot of animosity and have been dealing with the Imperium for a long time. So I imagine as part of that, it's know your enemy. Like you would be aware of important Tevinter business, historical and otherwise, that may to better help yourselves, deal with the kind of bullshit that y'all have been fighting against and stuff. So probably, and some lessons from your mother at some point during your upbringing,
And way too many classes at school.
yes, and that too, and studying there as well. You can at least confirm some of what the architect is telling you. You know that in the ancient age, pre-existing most of recorded history, or kind of like the BC era in the Dragon Age universe, the Tevinter Imperium consists, in some ways still does, but was ruled over by 7 Magister Sidriel, which are essentially high-ranking magisters of the Imperium, each of which was a high priest of one of the old gods. Each of these old gods had their own domain, their own names, ancient beings that had been lost or hadn't been seen at the for many ages, even at the start of the ancient age, but were still worshipped within the Imperium. The At the time of the first blight, or what some refer to as the second sin, was essentially a ritual that took place amongst the Magister Sidriel. The High Priest of Dumat, also known as Corypheus, whose name at that time was Sethius, was given a vision, or was spoken to by Dumat, essentially told the people of the Imperium, told his followers and the other Magister Sidriel that he had received whispers from Dumat, that to enter the Golden City, essentially to cross over into the Fade, and with promises of being raised to godhood in return. They conducted a one of the largest scale rituals to ever be recorded in history, requiring all 7 of the Magister Sidriel. They utilized 2/3 of the entire stockpile of lyrium in the Tevinter Imperium, an incredible amount, and the lifeblood of several hundred slaves, in order to conduct this ritual to set foot into the Golden City. And what you would know, and this kind of crosses into both chantry teachings in Thedas, or across the rest of Thedas, and mixing with imperial accounts. that stepping, that crossing over to the Fade is what initially caused the first blight. That those magisters essentially corrupted the Golden City according to like the Chantry's teachings, and that corruption is what led to the blight occurring in the first place. Um, the I'm thinking of anything else you might know there. So from your from the like the teachings and everything, there is that from that point forward, like the 7 magisters that you're all were destroyed in that ritual. Like they died upon stepping into the threshold of the city, and were as punishment for their transgression at that point. I'll since you rolled really well, I'll ask you if you have like a follow-up question or anything that you would like to know as well.
I do also have that lore thingy that you can give me a little extra something that doesn't have to do with anything if you don't want it to.
Got it.
Okay. So we don't know at this. There's been no other rumblings of to knowledge of history. Corypheus is dead. So it's.
Let me. I since I can give you something else. So what I will also tell you is though, so I'll give you a little bit of extra, again, since you have that ability, you would also know that yes, like according to like Chantry teachings and everything else, like those 7 magisters were punished, destroyed for their transgressions. And by we can essentially spitting in the face of the maker for trying to utilize this magic. The what you would know as well, and I think like putting some things together is the name rings a bell because you also know that there were accounts or there was something more recent that you read which where the name Corypheus was recorded far after this date. Not still within the ancient era. All of this took place in around like 400, which is like minus 400, like 400 BC. So 400 ancient. About 200 years later, there was a separate account about a Corypheus. Apparently, there was some sort of after the first blight concluded. You remember, maybe since we're framing in cultural lore, maybe at some point it sparks memory of some like you were doing a deep dive into like some history texts and some like journals or letters that were corresponding.
For a bit of light reading, sure.
Yeah. And there was a correspondence from the warden commander at the time, warden commander Fariel, mentioning some rumbling or some like reports of some sentient darkspawn, some like intelligent darkspawn, and the mention of the name Corypheus. So that's what I'll give you for yours. Venehn, 19, unaffiliated. I kind of want to ask, I guess because you rolled really well, I want to reward the trip 6s. Do you want to know something or have Venehn recall something more historical, or more like that more historical that might flesh things out a bit more, or more like recent that might give you some more actionable intel?
Venehn wants the hot goss.
Okay.
Give me the gossip.
Tea.
Is that the first or the second one? Is that the first or the second one that I said?
Actionable.
Actionable. Okay, cool. Going over all my notes here to see what might fit in with that.
Venehn loves stories. I'm sure he's heard some real bullshit.
Yeah.
Story time with Venehn.
Okay.
I want to hear Venehn read The Raven by Edgar.
Good thing. Just hearing Venehn read Good Night Moon.
Once upon a midnight
I-
dreary.
Good night, moon. Good night, spoon is inside of the room. Why is the spoon inside of the room if no one is using it? That's silly.
All right. So I think I'm framing this through your knowledge coming up as Dalish. I don't imagine much of the story as something that Venehn would, like, the Dalish clans would necessarily taught. Like, the history of the Imperium and the Chantry and all that kind of stuff isn't really something they would concern themselves with. What might be more concerning and something that more actionable for you would be you remember growing up, your elders would give like cautionary tales and tell stories of monsters out in the forest and things like that. And some of the things they would talk about would be specifically like darkspawn and spirits and the fade and that sort of thing. The Since your clan was pretty nomadic amongst because I believe you told me at one point that they were somewhere around the free marches, or were they down in the Dales?
Right around the free marches.
Okay.
In
That's what I
that
thought.
general vicinity.
Yeah. So you would know that your elders would tell stories of darkspawn attacks in the free marches, stemming back for generations, as cautionary tales to avoid darkspawn. But they told there was one story I think that comes to mind of an attack by darkspawn on some members of your clan that were out scouting, through which one of them became corrupt. It became infected with the taint as a result of that. They tried to hide it from the rest of the clan, choosing to not be exiled or executed for this. And at some point, they began to experience hallucinations. This would have been, again, probably close to maybe about 200 years ago, so far after the ancient times. Still, because we're in the which age are we in again for this game? I've already forgotten. We're in the Exalted Age.
Not the Dragon Age.
No, we're not.
I know that.
But
So-
that's the name of the game.
In the prior age to this, to which I do not remember the actual name of, oh wait, I can find it. Here it is. Thank you, Wiki. It was, so we're in Exalted. It would have been during the Black Age.
Mhm.
So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 ages after the ancient period.
And how long is an age?
It depends. It's not for a specific period
It's
of
more of
time.
a vibe.
It's basically when the divine proclaims through some like important, like something of importance happens, and they declare it a new age at that point.
The Black Age is only 280 years, unlike the other 310, 300 years that the other ages got. So, yeah, it happens.
Damn.
That was good.
That was a
That's
good
good.
one.
But basically something
Can you imagine
happens.
if like the president did that? Sorry.
right.
And you
But
imagine?
basically, something happens. Like again, we're off topic a bit, but like the Exalted Age was named this because of the Exalted marches that were happening during this time. The same way as like the Dragon Age is named the Dragon Age because it was the first sightings of dragons in Thedas for hundreds of years. So basically, something happens, and they just say, "Hey, it's a new age" because something cool happened. So
New dawn. It's a new day.
cool or really
It's a new
bad.
light.
So anyway, the during the age prior to this, again, probably like a couple hundred years ago, again, this person infected because they experienced hallucinations, and one of the things that they mentioned in their like hallucinations is receiving like talking about the calling and a name, a dark spawn that was specifically calling to them, that they referred to as Corypheus.
Okay.
Like this person,
boogeyman.
and they talk about like in this cautionary tale, it always struck you as a little strange because the way they described this person's like descent into like being corrupted, succumbing to the taint, becoming a darkspawn was a bit different because they retained more of their like sentience. They continue to are like speak coherently, and even though they were fully under the possession or charmed by or somehow compelled by some other being, they remain fully aware of their status and essentially tried to convince others of the clan to let them like share this gift with them, essentially corrupting and tainting them as well. So
Okay.
this was again sort of a cautionary thing that was
The boogeyman.
Yeah.
I think until they met the architect for the first time, Venehn thought that story was bullshit. It's like, that's stupid. Like Darkspawn, what? Darkspawn don't talk, you idiots.
Which is fair enough.
You guys like 15-year-old Venehn being like, the story's fucking stupid.
Darkspawn can't play basketball.
It says in the rule book that Darkspawn can't play basketball. And that's crazy because it doesn't even say dogs can't play basketball.
For the last two of our wardens here, who each rolled a 15, I'm going to kind of give your knowledge at the same time. What you know is again more pragmatic, more directly related to your teaching and like learnings as a gray warden. Not they really give like big history lessons, other than like as more like battlefield tactics and things like that, or warnings on like how to deal with darkspawn and stuff. But Ziggy, this maybe like rings a little more truer for you. Garas, maybe you picked up some of this with either interacting with some older wardens, either with Ziggy or some of the others during your training. And carrying off of what Yasmera recalls is around again 200 191 ancient, the Grey Wardens had interactions or encounters with Darkspawn that they found to be more intelligent than your typical Darkspawn, less bestial, and capable of speaking, thinking, rationalizing, and ones that were able to wield particularly powerful magic. From your recollection, there was an event that isn't really talked about much in most wars. It's more of like a rumor, you might say, is that there, after the first blight and interactions, they discovered these particularly powerful darkspawn, that the Grey Wardens essentially began to hunt down these darkspawn, believing them to be the surviving magisters that started the blight. that some may have survived, and given that they were particularly powerful magic wielders, mages, that that power may have persisted. One of which is standing before you is the architect. Others that they attempted to track down, they lost. But one, the most powerful of these creatures, that the warding commander of the time was focused on capturing, they set a trap for, and were able to successfully bind and capture, but found themselves unable to kill. This is told, that is the most like actionable information that you get from this, is that, again, kind of probably taught as more of a warning, is like, there are darkspawn out there that are too powerful for a single warden to destroy. It's like, that's why we have our chain of command, that's why we do things the way that we do, because we don't know exactly what the darkspawn are capable of. Want to give you a little bit extra to Ziggy, just based on context, is that you, with your, you've been around for a long time, and I think Ziggy seems, and again, you can tell me whether this is true or not, seems like a pretty skeptical person overall.
I'd say so. He never like bought into the chantry, and he's been away from underground for so long that he probably doesn't feel a deep connection with the stone or anything either.
Yeah. And I think maybe that led Ziggy to, even if you might not have asked directly, probably wondering, if that story is true, where is that darkspawn being held? And someone would have to know, and you would know for a fact that they would not have just destroyed or lost that information. I think a lot of the knowledge that you're given is like, it was kept a secret, and the people that knew where this darkspawn was imprisoned were killed, or they took that secret to the grave, essentially. But you would know, I think, just from your skeptical nature, there's very little possibility that information would not have been passed down in some way to ensure that location was preserved or guarded in some way. And you would probably guess that the only person who would know for sure would be the warden commander.
We're talking Garahel here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And whether Garahel himself knows the importance of it, that he would have access to the information to find its location.
Mm.
Well, shit.
Huh.
Y'all are gonna have to talk to Garahel.
I mean, this is something we're going to have to talk to him about. Because, this is heavy. Like, I thought, those were just, boogeyman stories of like, hey, there are darkspawn out there that you can't kill.
Not even the Dalish have stories about him. I kind of thought they were bullshit until we talked to the architect.
The architect who's still standing there.
All right.
There's a
You mean that guy?
very long revelation.
You.
Again, all this happened in about a couple of seconds. I assume
I
you
kind
all
of thought
had
they
a
were
brief,
bullshit until we talked to you.
had a brief. I imagine you all, after that name was dropped, had a brief conversation. It's like, this is what you know, this is what I know, this is what you know.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. The architect says, so my understanding is that Reyes is pursuing a path to free Corypheus from his imprisonment for the purpose of learning what he can from him. Or at least finding his prison so he can ask the questions that I was unable to answer.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not quite sure that I feel comfortable with him learning that information.
I missed that last part with him. What?
No, I said I was not quite comfortable with him learning that information.
Hmm.
Because either the information exists and he can use it, or he finds out that it doesn't and he goes fully firebomb.
I know it's not exactly the usual red Jenny tone, but I think you guys kind of have to save the world.
What, like it's hard or something? Yeah, I mean, putting our lives on the line for the common good is kind of the reg anyway. Just didn't think it would get this deep and, this personal. I didn't think it would, be someone that we're kind of, hey, chummy, we respect some of these people. It's kind of hard when that happens. I mean, especially for us. I mean, we're gonna have to confront them. Plain and simple.
Any thoughts on that approach, old man?
Sunshine has changed. I don't know his mind, his heart anymore. But he's smart, he's savvy. He'll get the information, he'll find out where and how. I think the trick will be getting the information yourselves first, or as soon as you can. Like I said, the wardens might actually have something like that. Maybe this is this Corypheus character, maybe not, but you're gonna have to talk to someone high up in Warden Command. And from what I understand, you and Garahel already have a good rapport.
You've saved his and his sister's ass a couple times. To be fair, they've also saved ours, so...
It's a working relationship kind of thing.
I like him.
You said you...
Oh, I like him. He's a
Oh,
he's a
no.
he's
a fine mate. You said you no longer know his mind or his heart, but you used to.
I'd like to think so.
Start there.
Well, when he puts his mind to something, when he believes in something, he's pretty unstoppable. He will likely be expecting resistance, maybe expecting you lot specifically. I don't know that you'll have the advantage of catching him unawares or If you do, you'll have to work hard for it. And don't forget, the kids are with him too.
Oh, how could we forget?
I've not forgotten them.
He's tenacious,
If you go
like a
straight to
dog with a
Garahel,
bone.
if you go straight, yes. But he's not a fool, like I said. I think perhaps if you go straight to Garahel, you may tip your hand.
So we got to be very covert about this. Be very cloak and dagger about it.
But don't sacrifice speed.
We should have Carter call Isaiah.
Good idea.
Yes.
What do you mean? A letter will take too long.
Carter has this affinity for scaring the ever-loving shit out of people in their dreams.
He shows up in your
but
dreams with cryptic messages and sometimes weird creatures. I think it's fun, but everyone else is a
It is.
little weirded
I
out
haven't.
by it.
It hasn't happened to me yet. I just hear it from word of mouth.
I blew up a mountain because of it.
That did happen.
That did happen. Yes. That
But
did.
they have a good relationship. He won't scare Isaiah, and she's the closest thing we have within reach to Garahel.
True.
Well, I think that's a good start.
So we pretty much need.
Or, Ziggy, we could just, like, load you into a cannon.
Oh, that
See how
is
far you
awesome.
get.
I have a feeling new management wouldn't appreciate that so much.
As a former manager, please do not destroy the inventory. You know.
You guys don't believe Ziggy could survive getting shot out of the cannon? Because I
Oh, absolutely,
Oh, I
and it
think he
would
would.
be
sincerely believe this.
quite a sight.
I can survive a lot. That doesn't mean that I want to.
No, it'd be fun. They call it the cannonball for a reason.
You know, it was kind of freeing falling out of the sky. I was high enough up. I had some time to think about it.
Yeah, you did the whole jump. It wasn't
Mhm.
even like a thing of like, oh, I fell. No, you jumped. You
Mhm.
willingly dove off of a tower to catch.
Probably the closest a dwarf's ever gotten to flying.
It was pretty sick.
It was pretty badass.
Thanks, guys.
I fear we are stalling.
I muted.
We know what we have to do.
I think around this time the architect kind of, you see, like, turns his head for a moment and turns back and says, I believe that your time in this place is drawing to a close. You return back to your physical forms now. Looks to you, Ziggy, and says, I will hold you to our deal. And moves towards you, and kind of stretches out his hand as if gesturing to take yours.
Yeah. I'll make good on the deal. 1 second. And I think he's going to turn to you guys.
For context,
let
you
his.
don't want to say goodbye right now. I don't want you to. If you,
Oh.
because your physical body isn't here, and that's what he needs.
Oh, I didn't know if he's going to swoop me. Okay, never mind.
No.
Save that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you have to go through this, go through that more than once. So.
Oh, and then you guys are going the. You guys are going the same way.
Yeah, my car is this way
Should I-
too.
My
Just down
subway is
okay.
just 5
Um,
minutes this way.
You know what? It's okay. I'll smoke a cigarette. I don't. And then
I'm just gonna-
You guys
Oh,
can
we're
just
actually
walk
parked
good.
next to each other. Oh, damn! I didn't even see that when I came in.
Okay.
Ooh.
But he reaches out a hand to touch yours, and assuming you do,
Hmm.
you feel suddenly like a magic kind of like course into you, information, knowledge that suddenly enters your mind, and you are given a location where the architect is currently in the physical world. And he steps back to say, "Find me here."
All right, just out of curiosity, what if I didn't?
If
Kidding?
He found us in the Fade, I think.
if our contract is broken, there will be consequences, unpleasant ones.
Got it. New, big, smart, darkspawn boss doesn't have a sense of humor. I'm gonna have a great time.
Give him some time. He doesn't know you that well.
And after a while,
Build a
you started to
rapport,
like me.
you know.
You started to like me after a bit, so hey.
This is a meet cute.
Gonna go through a whole Beauty and the Beast thing. You're gonna get past his
Is a meat
cold exterior.
His gruff manners.
Just like we had to do with Ziggy.
Um,
Isn't he like 12 feet tall?
yes.
Yeah. So in the dance scene, he just fully swoops Ziggy up off the ground like a.
Yes. Yeah. As he imparts that knowledge
A
to you,
warden
though,
and his darkspawn.
he steps back, and the four of you begin to feel like almost like you're hearing voices, like someone calling to you for a moment, and that voice becomes more clear as you can hear like Minetto's voice speaking that ritual again. And the fade around you begins to, no pun intended, fade away. And with one last look towards you, Ziggy says, "I will see you soon enough." To the rest of you, good luck.
We've done more with less.
And your spirits are drawn back to your corporeal bodies as you open your eyes and awake, where you were sitting in the dimly lit ritual chamber that Minetto had set up within the confines of the fortress. You see Shayra off in the corner, hand at her side, resting on her sword. She's been eyeing Minetto the entire time. As you begin to stir, you can see her grip loosens a little bit.
That's a friend right there.
Who else is in the room?
And your bear.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Who was, what was his name again?
Her name is Halani.
Lonnie. Yes, your new bear friend
Will
is
not
also
forget
sitting
about
there
that
in the
bear.
corner.
Save that bear's life.
Minetto finishes an incantation, looks over all of you, and you see Carter at the center of the ritual here as well. His where you kind of the lyrium and the ritual components were all kind of focused towards. You can see is still unconscious, still asleep, breathing slowly, and Minetto, kind of as it concludes, moves over towards Carter, like checks his pulse, and then you can see like some tendrils of magic across his fingers that like kind of reach out towards Carter as if he's casting some sort of spell, and then pulls back and says, "It worked. I can't believe that worked."
But you think it wasn't
You're gonna
work?
want to hear about what it was like in there.
I
can
want to know every bit of
guarantee
the
you
experience,
that.
please. If I could document it and have all your accounts before the memories begin to fade, that would be very beneficial towards this. We can refine the process and conduct further studies.
I mean, yeah, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
Does everybody
Yaz
give
is
their
like
account?
this close to punching the man, but no, we'll give a very dedicated
Like,
account.
I think Garas kind of like glanced over Yasmera of like, we fine with this?
This is good. This is fine.
He essentially hands out little like forms to each of you to fill out,
Oh.
rating your
Oh.
experience.
Can I
This
just
is
tell
this is
you?
triggering with my
Can we
day
just-
job, please.
Can we? Garas will write because he forced Garas to write something. Garas will write the most like little description as possible, and then drew a butt every other page.
Yasmera, can I dictate mine to you? You write way faster than me.
I am ambidextrous. Just starts writing two at the
Both
same
at the same
time.
time.
Yeah.
My account is very exciting
Yeah.
Mhm.
because
There's
I
pictures
was
of
like
mine.
climbing up chains and shit.
There's definitely
Mhm.
like pictures in mine.
So Garrus gives nothing
Yeah.
that's actually helpful. Venehn gives a full like action account of
Mhm.
everything. Things that are probably
Mine's like a
not
screenplay.
beneficial
Yeah.
to Minetto, but it's very entertaining to read.
The information is in there.
We have to
It's
find
just
it.
it's just narratively crafted.
It's in the subtext. It's in the
Yeah.
subtext. If you could read the subtext, yes, you get it.
And then
and
there's
I-
one part. Venon's like making his an interactive experience. So there's like one part
Go to
that he's
page
like,
12.
no, he has no. So what you do is then at the bottom, it's like if you want to know about this, you go to this page. Then you go to this, you go to this page. But then on the very last page, I want to like encrypt a message in a code. Do we have time to do this?
No.
Okay.
I'll roll cryptography right now. Here, let's see how good it is.
I think Ziggy
The
has.
19. It's pretty
Oh,
damn
best.
good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Fuck yeah.
What about Ziggy?
The encrypted
Oh.
part is a completely different
was-
story.
I thought that was going to take a little longer for her to get her results. I was going to joke. I think Ziggy has like
I have no dice.
full
I have no dice.
last day of work vibe. like already knows he's on the way
Your
out.
exit
The exit
interview.
survey.
Yeah.
So no, but he doesn't give a shit. He's checked out. So he takes out some like salmon jerky and puts it in the note and gives that to the bear to eat.
Bear at your homework.
Yep.
Yasmera hands in like a 72-page extreme like play-by-play documentation, like she's fucking Jane Goodall observing some gorillas.
Collated
Yeah,
extra
so
copies, hole punch in the
Minetto-
binder.
Minetto
Mhm.
seems very disappointed as he watches Ziggy feed his to the bear, and Garrus immediately hand back one that has basically
It's-
2 sentences and a bunch of butts
it's
on
two
it.
sentences,
Yep.
a bunch of butts.
Bunch
but
of dick
then
butts.
Also, as you read through it, there's like a full out like story. There's like a cartoon going on in like the margins of the notebook
Nice.
of
Like a
Garrus
flip.
Drawn a
fighting a
little
dragon.
manga.
Nice.
Yeah.
Garrus fighting- and if you flip it,
Yeah. Seems very disappointed with those, and then gets Venon's and Yasmera and like breathes a little sigh. Says, "Okay, thank you.
So mine's a little bit of an experience.
Yes, I will. I'll read this later when I'm
Okay.
having my evening tea. Need some entertainment.
Yeah,
Looks to
tell
Yas-
me
looks
what
to
you think of it,
Yasmera
though.
specifically and says, "Thank you."
Hey,
Puts
I
it all
helped.
away.
No smile, no reaction, is still just like inches away from just punching this guy in the jaw. But
Everything in
her
mine
love
is
of
true.
research, the love of research overcame hating this man so much.
There are several paragraphs in Venon's just about like how sexy he looks.
Oh yeah,
Man, you know
his
what?
shapely calves.
Yeah.
I just
From all the
realized
jumping.
if this takes a little while, and I don't know if you want to keep the group all together or whatever, but I think Ziggy would actually just pretty much just fuck off and go straight to that farmer's.
Yes, go
The
find
lady,
her.
the
Go
lady?
find her.
the lady.
Yeah, I cannot. It's been months. I cannot remember her name for the
Was it
life of me.
Tell
Helen?
her
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
not
nice.
with your words.
Not with
Hey!
the words, baby.
With your dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Say the quiet part out loud.
Wally.
Angela.
That's a great R&B song right there. They're saying goodbye parentheses with my dick.
With my dick.
That's
It sounds like one of
Mwah.
those 1950s like Temptation songs that like sounds super wholesome when you really listen to it. It's like, oh, they're talking about
They're
someone's dick.
talking about fucking.
Maybe it was
Mhm.
Miranda. I don't know.
Miranda's fun.
Miranda.
What is
That
his name?
sounds right.
Her name could be Miranda.
I forgot to copy
Go
all of
say
my notes on
goodbye
my
to
new
Miranda,
computer.
bud.
Yeah.
Listen, she doesn't remember
Yeah.
your name either, honey. Don't worry about
So,
it.
so Minetto says, "Well, I understand that our business arrangement here has concluded, and I will begin to work on recreating this procedure with the remaining mages. That may take some time. I will need volunteers as capable as you for the process as well, to ensure that it works. Assuming that you're going to be leaving, and he kind of like eyes the who's got the eye of Drathaman right now? Is it Venehn still?
Venehn,
Okay. He eyes it for a second and then kind of looks away and says, I suppose this would be our last interaction then.
You'd better hope so.
Well, you assisted with my propelling my research forward, so thanks are in order. You may stay here as long as you wish, but I understand if you wish to leave as soon as possible. Looks to Carter and says, I imagine he'll be recovered soon enough.
So we're pretty much good here. We're squared away, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Right then. He like takes up his papers and begins to like clean up the room. So y'all can really do whatever you want. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna take at least a couple of hours probably for Carter to begin to stir, unless y'all are going up with smelling salts and just like, okay, we gotta get the fuck out of here right now.
Just throw him on the back of a horse. Let's go.
Venehn, do you want to prank this guy before we go? Because I feel like we should prank him before we go.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna prank him.
Okay,
I have some stuff to do first, but
Okay.
Yes, so
Your cipher at the end already said, eat my ass. So I thought that was the prank.
it's one of the well, I can't do a lone prank and then not do a prank with Garas. I'll feel left out.
I'll be really left out.
Fine.
So
take that
I
long. There's
know
plenty of
Ziggy
good pranks we
is
could
sort
do
of
in here.
immediately like leaving the room, heading out towards that makeshift bar to find Miranda.
Yeah, you want to role play that scene?
Please.
That'll be after dark.
That's for the
I
Patreon.
imagine. I mean, what is just the PG version of like what? Like is Ziggy? Like,
I think so. If
It could be
it would in like a
PG-13.
movies, it would be like the camera is back a little bit, so you can't quite hear. And he goes up to the door of her cottage. She opens the door. They just like immediately tumble inside, and you can see like basically a silhouette of like through at the window of just, and you hear like a crash and
Shaq just moving back and forth every now and then.
yeah, the whole stone shack. Yeah, I like it.
yeah, everyone
Dwarves
who's
are
like
strong
in,
people.
everyone in the
Powerful thighs,
proximity,
powerful thighs.
kind of just like moves away from Miranda's cot, a little shack there for privacy.
Politely, because I feel like Miranda does this. I feel like
If
this
the
is her
shack
thing.
is a rockin', you don't come
Don't
in.
come on.
So.
You stay 100 feet away.
So as the rest of you venture outside, you can see that the non-mage members of the Broken Circle here, the refugees that had been staying here, kind of like discussing amongst themselves, kind of separated into different groups. Like you've got, the Elven clan kind of like discuss, like people that like were there together, kind of making decisions on whether or not they're planning on staying. And Venehn, you can see that the Alarian clan members are kind of off in their corner. discussing, Shayra kind of comes up behind you and says, uh, should we go talk with them?
Suppose we should. I'd like to know what their plans are.
I was hoping to convince them to come home.
Where is home now?
That's a good question. I mean, most of I know our surviving clan members are in the Dales, so try to go back there and bring everyone back together.
Don't you think maybe it's time for somewhere new?
Perhaps.
Not that I'm going anyway.
Will you not come with us?
I have to see this through to the end, Shayra. It's been years. I put in all this work and went through all this bullshit. I can't walk away now.
It's still strange to hear that you've done any work, really.
I will have you know, a small business owner.
I understand you have other ties, priorities now.
You guys don't need me back anyway. Nobody wants what's effectively a city elf hanging around.
I think you'd be surprised. Let's talk with them. See where things go from there.
Okay.
So Shayra moves with you over to the rest of the Alarian clan. The keeper, Alara, is kind of speaking with some of the others, and you can see some of them are actually beginning to sort of like pack up their things, and you get the impression that they're planning on leaving. And as the two of you approach, Alara turns, sees you, says, "Ah, Venehn."
Laura? I don't think I properly said congratulations.
It was sort of an action by default. I thank you, I suppose, for
Displacing you yet
illuminating-
again?
That's one way to put it.
I
I'd have been better just not
know.
knowing, but now that we do, I have to find somewhere else to go. Shaver kind of like looks at you, like if you're gonna take the lead on this one.
Where's the rest of the family?
Kind of looks to Shayra, looks back to you and says, from what Shayra tells me, they have integrated themselves with other clans and families across the Dales. Pretty spread out at this point.
Are you going to try to get them back? Or are they better off not knowing?
I don't even know how to convince them to join us. Or what I would even say. We left and everyone went their own way because most of the others to stay behind were convinced that we were cursed. And now, with this having happened as well, with the truth of what became of Felrin, I don't know if I can even dispute that. It seems that Venehn is set on punishing us for something, though of what I'm not sure.
I don't know that it's punishment.
What would you call it then?
the trials that are presented to a god's followers to prove themselves worthy. Not that anyone here would admit to following Venehn, but his name has been kind to me over the last few years. Perhaps it is fate or his will that we meet again.
She sort of squints at you disapprovingly and then shrugs it off. Says, "Stranger things, I suppose." Shayra kind of pops in at this point. Says, "I would very much like to try, Elder. I understand, Alara, that this is. I came here to bring you home. We both came here to convince you that what was here was dangerous, that there was something happening which we did not understand, and it wasn't quite what anyone expected, I don't think. But regardless, Venehn and their companions have created a new path for you. And I think that leads back to refounding what we lost."
I don't know if you're going to be able to convince everyone. I don't know that me showing back up from the dead after 10 years would convince everyone. But you don't have to. I know Shayra would like to try. And I think if anyone has got the chance of convincing anyone to come back together, it might be her. But regardless of how many people want to come back or want to leave their lives that they have now to rejoin the clan Alarian, something's got to be different. It has to be a fresh start. It has to be a change. It has to be new.
Laura nods. She says, "Well, we're not going to stay here. I would very much like to bring Felrin back with us, but that doesn't seem to be possible currently. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin us someday."
If anything, you'll see him in your dreams. Hear me out. Come to Orlais.
And what would we find in Orlais other than further challenges?
It's a big country. Come on. It's different. It's new. We're not settled there. It's not all cities and humans. A lot of it's wilderness. And at least one wyvern that I am tentatively friends with. And then I'm not countries away. Maybe that's selfish. But it's new, it's fresh, it's different. And trotting the same paths that we've been trotting for the last generation has gotten us here.
Laura nods at this. Wise words. Wiser than the Venehn that I used to know.
This Venehn is different.
She looks to Shayra and back to you and says, "We will travel to the Dales. Find any who will join us. And we will journey north, see if we can find a place for ourselves away from the cities and the Elysian Scouts and the Chantry, and hopefully find some peace.
Write to me. When you journey back, I'll meet you at the border.
Very well.
I have a foot in each world. You might as well use that to your advantage.
She nods, looks to the others. You can see the other elves present have been kind of like listening in. Some of them give smiles, other nods as well in agreement. Alara smiles towards you and says, "Then we will see you there." She moves forward, embraces you, pulls back and gives you an elvish blessing, and then looks to the others and says, "Best we leave as soon as possible then. We have a long journey ahead." And they begin to pack up their things. Shayra looks back to you and says, "I shouldn't let them travel alone."
No, you shouldn't. As much as it pains me.
"I will find you in your Valrio and inform you of how everything went. And I will escort you back to the border to meet the others when they're ready.
Ooh, an escort.
You'd get lost otherwise."
That is not remotely true.
You got very lost for 5 years, so
And you found me all the same.
I'll find you again.
Your mother would be so pleased to hear that. You know,
She
she used to say
smiles.
we would get married.
She was a bit delusional.
You'd never be seen with me in public anyway.
No.
Too embarrassing when your partner is that much more attractive than you.
She laughs, moves in, and gives you a hug. And as she does, kind of like whispers to you, she says, "Be safe."
You too. I will see you soon.
She releases the embrace, smiles at you, and joins with the other elves.
I think Venehn disappears for a little bit.
Okay.
He's really sad to see them go again.
Yeah. But with plans to regroup with them, the rest of you, I guess I'll ask Garas and Yasmera if there's anything y'all want to do before you depart as well.
I'm sneaking through Manado's library and stealing as many of his books that aren't directly related to him helping the people that he promised to help as I can.
Garas, I think at the same time as Yasmera is like sneaking into the library to do that. Garas and that kid that he was training earlier are also sneaking into the library, carrying buckets of water and ropes, and just stops and stares at Yasmera like, "What do you?"
Jasper looks up. He's like, "Should he run?"
I don't know.
Give
Is she
me
cool?
20 minutes.
Okay, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Kind of moves along with you. So Yasmera, you're stealing anything that he could use to start this thing up again, essentially.
Anything that won't be detrimental to him continuing to do his research on actually helping people.
Okay,
and anything else that's not nailed down. Yes, is coming with me. Yeah.
There's a random cat that Yasmera is talking to.
She takes the cat too. Yeah.
So Yasmera comes back out with a giant book full of bags and a cat sitting on top of it.
A book full of bags?
A book full of bags?
Whoa,
bag full
dude.
of books.
Well, the world's a book full of bags.
No one will ever suspect this book is full of bags. It's the
Listen.
perfect crime.
Yes.
You said it with such confidence, too.
We could have just glossed over it, and
We coulda kept
probably
going.
everyone would sat there and be
No.
like, "Is that what they said?" No, that's not what
Do
they
you
said.
No.
have you
You know us?
you've met us before, right?
Unfortunately,
We don't
Uh,
understand the phrase glossing over.
Yeah.
Nope.
Book full of bags. Drinking out of cups.
So
Being a bitch.
I do want to ask Ziggy, when and where are you planning on saying your farewell to the group? Are you planning on traveling back with them to Orlais or departing from here?
Well, I guess the architect didn't really give me a time frame, but just a veiled threat of you better fucking show up. I know where he's at. Would it be in a similar direction?
Yeah, essentially he gave you a GPS pinpoint of where he is. It is east of here. Not much is west of here. You're at the Tirashan. So
Right.
it's you will kind of go in the same direction. The so kind of what I'm opening up for is if you would like the opportunity to continue to let we're about to enter a downtime period. If you'd like the opportunity to play Ziggy through one more bit of downtime to tie up any loose ends in Valrio or anything else, you have that opportunity. But I didn't want to make you play two characters if you don't have to.
No, I don't think Ziggy has a whole lot of business in Valroyo. I think most of his business was either the disciples or the friends, and so that's all kind of wrapped up. And as far as the Grey Wardens are concerned, I mean, um, he's past tenure at this point. You know what I mean? Like they can respectfully fuck off. So I think
The Grey Wardens are
Ziggy-
not worried about him
I'm
coming
pretty
back
sure
because they
after
know
a
what he's
cer-
doing.
after a certain tenure with the Grey Wardens, if you don't show up, they're assuming you're dead.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So I think what he'll do is he'll probably go with them to like the gates of Valrayo, give some hugs and some goodbyes, and then go on his own way.
okay. So we'll leave an opportunity for that here in a moment. We're gonna gloss over y'all's travel home, but I just want to open it up in case there's any last things anyone wants to do here.
There is something Carter would like to do, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think after, with everyone saying their goodbyes and everything like that, after an hour or two, Carter, you finally stir awake, fully awake. I think we talked about this a while ago, about what Carter remembers experience. You remember everything that happened while you were in control. Minetto was not fully like mind controlling you. Like everything Carter was saying and doing and interacting with them, those were Carter's choices, Carter's words. That was 100% him, and you remember those things. There are gaps of time that you do not remember. For the sake of brevity, I will say upon you awaking, Minetto explains to you, because you remember Minetto, you remember the first time you woke, like you remember being in the in Orlais at the palace, and you remember something happening. You remember some dreams you had, falling prey to the demon, and then awakening to Minetto at some point from that dream, and then with gaps of time during it that you're now fully aware of. The only thing Minetto really like suppressed at any point was like you becoming concerned about those gaps in time, because that might cause problems, and considering you were still possessed. So he explains things to you about what happened and your possession and what your friends did.
There's still there's still people staying, right? I know there was the village is kind of fracturing a little bit, but there are some people still here with the intent to stay, correct?
Yeah, some of the refugees are planning on staying. So the Alarian clan is leaving. The mages are obviously staying. Minetto would explain his plans to free them as soon as he has the ability and the resources to do so now that he knows how. And
For
some of
for the sake of my understanding, because I can't remember, has he already? He's already explained to everyone in the village what happened, right?
yes,
Like he's fully confessed. Cool. What? Uh, I think Carter would tell Minetto that what he did, he already knows what he did was completely fucked up. But Carter believes that he wasn't doing it with truly malicious intent, and he thinks he has a way to solve the situation for everyone. And he wants to gather together all of the remaining villagers and propose that, first off, Minetto is not in charge anymore. A council needs to be set that should be comprised equally of mages and non-mages. Minetto is now a public servant, but he is not in charge, and it is the duty of the council to keep him in check and allow him to spend many, many, many years helping mages and making up for his misdeeds and lack of simple respect for people.
Yeah. So I think it's again, there's a lot of discussions being had. Some of the people immediately leaving, like, fuck it, I should have known about this, like, don't trust mages, yada yada, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are staying are like, we have a good life here, what's happening, what can we do about this? We don't want to have to leave. Carter comes out, a figure that they know, like a mage that they know. I mean, you've been very kind to them over the last several months that you've been here. I again, without any rolling or anything, I think that's perfectly reasonable, and they accept it. And I think that is probably the tipping point for some people. They're like, yeah, there is a way for us to do this. Minetto doesn't speak up. He kind of like stays off to the side, like back towards the opening to the fortress, and just kind of like listens, and keeping an eye on like what is happening, and hoping that some people might stay. And after some discussion and everything, and listening to you, they have a brief discussion amongst themselves. A few people, listening there. All right, well, who should be in charge there? I mean, we need someone to kind of organize everything. And kind of looks around for volunteers, and nobody raises their hand at first. There's finally a few people begin to speak up, acknowledging a woman named Sarah. Y'all didn't actually meet, but is a merchant, kind of a trader, one person who like negotiated for supplies with some of the surrounding villages and stuff. A few people begin to nominate her. Jasper comes in and says, I'll be in charge. And his mom just kind of like pulls him aside and says, maybe later, honey.
Let Jasper
Garas yells, "Let him
rule."
speak! Let them speak!"
So, my voice is being silenced.
Let him cook.
Eventually they have like very brief election and decide that Sarah will
Jasper obviously wins.
And Sarah will take on the responsibility of kind of like alderman, something for the group, and everyone agrees that. Minetto acknowledges that, I think, comes in, says a few words, apologizes again, get some stern looks from the rest of the group, and yeah, I think that helps kind of stabilize things here. There's still probably, I'd say, around 60% of the people that were here left, but the remaining probably 20 or so people decide to stick it out.
I think after all that's said and done, Carter will even give Minetto a sort of just wordless clap on the shoulder. No, he'll say thank you. He'll say, he'll tell him thank you for everything.
I appreciate that, but I should be thanking you and your friends. If you hadn't come here, if we hadn't found you, then we wouldn't have found the answers that we were looking for. And it would have been very easy for your companions for things to turn out differently. Yeah. I fully expected things to grow violent, and I'm glad they didn't.
You are exceptionally lucky in that regard, and I think it would behoove you to remember that, Manetto. You have gained great knowledge about this world. Use it respectfully and kindly. And then he leans in close. Or I will come for you myself.
Sort of averts his eyes and nods and says, I understand.
Good. Do well in this world, Manetto. Do good in this world.
He nods, looking back to the other mages and to the remaining people here. He says, I will. And gives you his leave. So Carter goes, and I assume finds the other members of Red Jenny gathering at the gates with your horses and supplies.
Hugs and tears. Hugs and tears.
Finally have Carter back in earnest.
Wait, who's Ernest?
Yeah. Ernest is
Somebody
the-
Tell him-
Ernest.
tell-
I thought I'd
Carter's
bring him
in
along.
Ernest.
That's
Tell
cool.
Ernest to let him go.
Ernest, no.
Is that the demon?
Man, my
Is that the demon?
That was
Ernest.
the demon's name, Ernest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ernest.
But we
You
kicked
let
his
him
ass. He's
go.
gone.
Ernest.
Man,
Can't
Spite
keep
is a
him.
way cooler
Ernest.
demon name than Ernest. I could stick with fucking Ernest.
Ernest. What if he's just like, it's Ernest but with the A? Like he's just like a really
Yeah.
nice, just
Well,
like a really
Spite
like
is
nice
the
like straight
corrupted
shooter.
version of Ernest.
His mother
Yeah.
calls
Yeah.
him Ernest. His mother calls him Ernest. Everyone else calls him Spite.
Yeah. With a few hugs, knowing that you have a long few weeks of travel ahead of you to discuss all the happenings and plans and developments back in Valrio.
Sorry, there's a cat trying really hard to get in the door.
Yeah.
It's so loud.
You head back to Valrio. I know we need to take a break here, but we'll do a brief. We can do a brief farewell for Ziggy here, unless you want to wait and do that after the break. But
Shall we?
I assume you sort of arrive like down the like Imperial Highway. You reach a junction just outside. You can see the city of Valrio in the distance. There's a path that heads back west towards the city. You've been traveling south. There's a path that leads west towards the city. Path leads east. And Ziggy, you know that your destination lies further to the east.
Well, my friends, I believe this is where we part ways.
Good having you around, Ziggy.
Yeah. I had a good time.
Quite the way to spend your retirement.
Yeah, it's, I figured it's a unique opportunity. How could I pass it up?
I mean, usually when people retire, they like open up like a bar or they just spend their time on the beach.
Boring. Besides, I gotta keep this leg stretched.
I don't know, because we opened up a bar, and I will tell you, it got very exciting there for a while.
It did.
Well, I think that speaks more to you than just the bar. I'm glad you didn't have to shoot me in the head, Yaz.
I knew it. You guys had like a secret meeting where
I
you were
knew
like,
there
if
was.
something happens to me, you have to
I
kill
knew
me.
it.
And Yasmera was like, I will do this for you.
Yasmera was probably all cool about it. It's like, of course, Ziggy. I
Look,
will.
Well,
she
of
looked
course,
back
like-
over her shoulder like this.
Like,
You
that's like
expect
the-
me to put that trust in either of you two goons?
Well, they're having that moment.
I'm the best
I
shot
think-
out of any of us, you old piece of shit.
Oh, I could crack your neck easily. 1, 2, 3.
Too soft.
I'm gonna
I'd be crying.
Yas will pull Ziggy to the side really quick and lean down very far and just give him a big hug. And in the hug, slip into his pocket a very potent poison. And in the hug, if it's too much, fuck him. All right? You have an
You're
hour.
good. You're a good friend, yes.
Yeah.
I knew I could trust you.
Yeah, I'm no good at goodbyes. So Pat sets him back down, walks away.
Well, do me a favor when you see Reyes. Tell him I said I love him. And then kick the shit out of him.
Wait, we should save that one for the killing blow. Oh wait, sorry, no wait, we're not gonna kill him.
What?
Oh, please don't pull punches with me at this point.
I mean, we're going.
I think Carter, who's kind of off in the distance, goes, I could kill him.
Carter could kill him.
You could definitely. You have bested him in battle once before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you did kick his ass
You
before.
beat his
it's-
ass.
You whooped him seriously. You whopped the floor with him.
But you're not in this scene really though.
Like, go away.
Go away, go away. Back into the wings.
You don't know this guy. Go.
You don't even
I do
go
want a very
here.
emotional
Go
farewell
here.
between Carter and Ziggy, though.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Now kiss. Oh, here. Take this with you. I'd pull out one of our remaining bottles of red Jenny wine. So we haven't made any in a while. I saved this one for you.
Oh, this is great. So make
Also
the,
poisoned.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
So make the
poison.
last leg of the trip a whole lot easier. It's all poison, isn't it?
In one sense of the word.
I thought
The
I
dose
had
makes the poison.
I thought I had a family. I did. The Wardens. Had my best friend and my kids. But times change and nothing's permanent. And I just feel like a lucky old man that I got to meet you a lot.
So what are we? Are we your friends or your kids?
I don't know, but whatever it is, your family.
I'll take it.
Maybe the architect will let you write to us.
Maybe. Who knows?
He's a civilized being.
Yeah, well, there were implications. I hope I get to keep my fingers.
That sounds
Which ones?
fun.
The ones
Who
I have
knows?
left.
Maybe you'll turn into like a crazy superhero or something. It could be really sick.
Maybe he'll teach me how to actually fly. I'll swoop into Valrayo sometime.
That'd be awesome.
That would be really cool.
All right, enough milking it. I love you a lot. The world is a better place for the friends of Red Jenny.
Of which you are a part, and always will be.
You bet. I'll never forget it. All right, that's enough. Ugh. I think he just like thunks his shield and his hammer down on the ground and just walks away.
We should hang those
And
on the wall.
watch.
That guy was weird.
You watch
You
Ziggy
have to get to know him.
head east, picking up his hammer and shield to mount on the wall at Red Jenny. You head back, or I guess the hog, the
gutted hog, the stuck
gutted
hog,
yeah.
This-
whatever it was.
I don't remember.
You head back towards Valrio for what will be our last period of downtime. But we're gonna go and take our break
Bye,
here.
Ziggy.
That's
we
crazy.
say
He's been here
farewell
for
to
so
Ziggy.
long.
I do have a headcanon now of Ziggy now becoming the like Winter Soldier equivalent of
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
for Darkspawn, showing
Yeah.
up every couple hundred years, super soldier dwarf.
With like one big dark spawn arm.
Yeah.
Again!
Armed and dangerous.
Oh,
Again!
Lord, here we go.
Again!
All right.
Just gonna start shouting alt lines.
We're going to go ahead and take a break here, and we'll be back to get started on some downtime activities. So you'll start thinking about that. You know, you all had some ideas a couple months ago. Those might have
Yeah,
changed
that's
at this
right.
point. Yeah. Thanks everyone out there for watching. Go do break stuff, drink some water, stretch, eat some dinner if you haven't already. We'll see you back here very soon. Until then, stay tuned. Our break, we're gonna jump back into things. So the crew of the Red Jenny returns back to Valrayo. I guess I can put on less spooky music here. I realized I've been having this going for a while and hadn't even realized it.
It's fun because it's tense, but it's not like stressful.
Yeah. So you return back to Valrayo, to your bar, the Gutted Hog, and your individual residences.
Is that what we actually called it, or
I feel like
was it just
We
some version
did.
of
Yeah, we
that?
did.
We
Yeah.
named it
Okay.
after the asshole.
I knew
Yeah.
that. I remembered it being like some combination of like stuck pig or whatever. I couldn't remember
Yeah.
what the actual two words were that we used.
Yep.
That's
I
good.
think that was it.
Well, now that I know it again, I still like it.
So I should ask, is there anything anyone wants to do immediately upon returning?
Oh boy.
Reggie is there to greet you upon getting back to the bar. I
Oh,
think
I want his
like,
reaction.
Oh, no.
sees you all enter.
'Cause he's
and
got the
says, "Ah,
iguana.
you're finally back. Good to see you." And then
Reggie,
I
we have
imagine
such a surprise for you. Wait.
last person-
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Why? I
It's-
don't like
we have
this
a
game.
surprise. It's a
No,
surprise.
I'm not going to close.
No
my
one's
eyes.
going to touch you.
I refuse.
Perhaps
You can't
sit
make-
down.
Reggie.
Perhaps you should sit down at least.
I will sit down. I'm not closing my eyes.
Can you
'cause
sit
last
down
time
and
I did
face the
that-
other way?
Fine, I can do that.
Okay. Yes.
Sits down,
Then
faces the other way.
Garrus
Carter-
pushes a box into the room. It's like a big box, big enough for a person to be inside of it. And he pushes into the room and knocks on the box.
Okay,
times,
turn
steps
around.
away from it.
Should I stand or do I need to turn around?
No,
to
you
the
should
chair?
definitely stay seated.
All right. He's just like,
Is Mr. Oh shit, I forgot the iguana's name. Mr.
Mr. Tickle Toes.
Tickle Toes.
Tinkle toes.
Tickle Toes.
I wanted to say
What's the
Twinkle
tinkle?
Toes. That was close. Is he here?
yeah, he's like Reggie's
tending
at,
bar.
like, the front counter, and Mr. Tickletoes is just on the bar.
I imagine he sleeps like curled around Reggie's little tip jar that he
mhm,
has.
Yeah.
Mr. Tickle Toes.
The lizard looks at you.
This surprise is for you too. Come on. No,
The lizard doesn't.
I'm a
respond. It's not
journeyman ranger.
Trained lizard. Okay,
I'm a journeyman ranger
this
now.
lizard is not. I'm not anthropomorphizing this. This is just a lizard.
Yeah, but I have the ability on my sheet to teach animals commands in a very short period of time.
Yeah, short period being like a couple of hours, not like.
How long have I known this lizard, Val?
Oh my god! You hold out some meat, and the lizard comes to you.
Okay, thank you. The name of the game is Yes and.
No, but
No. yours is just no. Sometimes Val just says no, and that's
sometimes. Okay, here's the thing. Sometimes I get the yes anding in an improv. This is not improv. This is a tabletop game, and sometimes I just have to
it's
say
improv.
no.
It's improv based.
No, but fuck you. So
We can't show that on stream.
Mr. Tickletoes comes up to you.
I give him a snack.
Reggie turns around, looks at the
Okay,
box,
right.
and says, "I'm
Garrus points at the
horrified
box.
of what's inside of here."
Yas is gonna still go behind this chair. I don't want him to do that thing where like people pass out in the roller coaster. She's gonna like be ready to catch him
Hold him.
if he has an adverse reaction.
Put on his seatbelt.
knocks the box.
He's gonna have the most anticlimactic reaction of all time, and I'm so excited.
Okay,
Ready?
Something going to attack me.
and go.
So I think this is a good time to point out again, because it's been a while, Carter looks different. The whole like anti-abomination thing left him. So he's got like, like piebald, like washed out marks on his face. Like the hair is still not really grown back on this side of his head, so he's got Ven's old haircut.
Venehn has told him multiple times he thinks it looks great and that Carter should keep it.
I think I might. And his eyes have those little red, dark, like almost black rings around the iris. But anyway, so
I think it's normal that at least Venehn and Garas would be like, well, this is fine. We're not worried about it.
oh, I'm gonna make it worse. Carter bursts out of the box, going, "Ah, I'm an abomination! Ah, I'm going to eat you." Nothing. Well, that was a disappointment.
Does this mean I'm going to have to give up my room?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Carter just walks over to the bar.
Why was
gives
that like
Mr.
Garrus
Tickletoes
trumpet?
a little scritch underneath the chin, and just like slowly turns and just smiles at him.
He's alive.
Now. He's alive now.
He's
There was-
alive. He's
What did
alive.
you-
There was a period where it's no longer
What
him.
did you all do?
I'm technically. Say we didn't do it technically.
If there's,
we did do it.
if we're dealing in necromancy now, I really.
No.
I might have to draw the line there.
Ew, no.
That is just a vile assumption that I will not take.
Is
I mean, first of all three of us, we do not have the intelligence. Well, okay,
Carter,
only
is that-
two of us. Well, one of us has the intelligence to even think about doing necromancy.
I was going to question you when you knocked it down to two.
And
I
I
was
have
like,
the
which
wisdom
two?
not to attempt it.
he like stands up from the chair and goes over to you, Carter? And says, is that really you?
In a not romantic way, but takes his hand and just puts it on his face. What does it feel like?
He just leans in and gives you a hug.
Uh-oh, Carter's got a little sass to him now.
Oh. Returns the hug in big form.
I told you you'd like it.
Yeah.
He's
hugs
trying
you,
something different with his look, but honestly, it's kind of working.
Steps back. You can see kind of like tearing up just a little bit. And then stiff upper lip goes back to his usual posture and says, I'm glad you're home.
It's good to be home. And I'm glad to see that you've been
These-
taking care of my friend.
These three are a nightmare to run a business with.
Hey, Yas is good at it.
Yaz is okay. I should say these two. There needs to be more balance here. And
We're good at
That we can all agree on.
The only reason we didn't have a business for a while is because someone literally walked in and stole it.
Venehn and Garas have almost burned down this place several times.
sorry.
Twice
And we
at
said-
most.
And we said sorry.
We did say sorry
mean-
both times.
Only
You're
twice is really
forgetting
impressive.
about the Harvest Fest a few months ago. I know you don't
Ooh,
remember
Harvest.
because you both were
I
blackout drunk.
remember the bright lights.
Dry
I
bush.
remember
And-
growing up, and I remember singing a really awesome set.
There were some moons, but not the kind of sky.
There was a
I assume-
bonfire.
I assume that y'all explained to Carter why you're here and not at the Red Jenny, by the way.
Yes.
We had some days to
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had the
okay.
whole travel time. I assume we
Yes,
caught him
yes.
up.
Again, just
You had
wanted
already
to
done
joke.
a fun recap at the beginning, and I didn't want to just spend the rest of the session being like, so
Recapping
this is what
everything, yeah.
happened the last few episodes, since Sita
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty
so,
good, though, right? We got the nice decor going. It's more of like a lounge than the Red Jenny was, but like honestly, it's kind of working for us.
Mhm.
No,
We're
I like it.
thinking-
I think
We're
it'll
thinking
be.
about doing maybe a gastropub kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who's gonna cook?
Well, that's part of the figuring it out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Although I have been learning some new recipes lately.
Sounds
They're pretty good.
wonderful.
Chicken is still kind of a mystery to me. I don't understand it, but
Don't understand. understand.
Where I'm from, they are not a domestic creature or nor a delicacy. You
Garrus
don't
leans
find a
over to-
lot of chickens in the wild, is what I'm
Garrus
saying.
leans over to Carter and goes, "Look, every time he's made a really terrible dish, he always blames, he blames the fact that he's a forest elf. So, and we really can't say anything because we feel that's kind of racist. So we just nod and smile."
Even though he's lived in Val Royal for like the better part of 10 years. I did
I
have
think-
that fun like 6-month excursion where I'm doing the long hair. Now I'm doing the braid now. Also, in case anybody forgot. I know you three are looking at me so you can tell, but just in case.
Oh my gosh, Venn, your long hair is so beautiful now.
Thank you.
Is Yaz's dad still here?
Oh,
Oh,
right!
shit.
Dad's
Yeah.
old man club.
Yeah.
He's
Give
been
me one
hanging,
second.
right? He's been kind of around.
We
Yeah.
gotta tell old man club that Ziggy is
Um,
gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is your defense, Carter?
Uh-oh.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Somebody's about to get tossed
I
around.
think Val remembered that my dad was here a little before we did.
Somebody's about to get tossed around,
Yeah,
and we are gonna find out in what context.
Well, I assume I'm not wearing like my armor or anything right now.
Well,
So,
so
I'm pretty
armor
sure
is not armor, defense.
well,
like
I
how hard
know,
is
I know,
it?
but my armor has
Oh.
a rune of protection on it, which would boost it. So,
True.
I
so
regret
in
to-
just civilian clothes, it would be 14.
I mean, I
Okay.
regret to inform you, Sid, that your dad is exactly Carter's type.
Carter,
Based on what we know about
you-
Carter's type, which is
Yeah.
that one pirate and nothing else.
Well,
Carter-
Eckert.
Yeah.
You
Oh, Eckert,
feel
yeah,
Yeah,
you're right,
Carter
you're right.
likes his big, strong man.
You're right, you're right.
Carter, you
Choose a
feel
pattern.
a impact and a searing pain on the side of your head as a pan comes flying from across the room and slams in the side of Carter's head. I imagine sending you kind of reeling into the bar for a minute, and you just all whip around and you see a con kind of rolling into the room, says zombie as he throws
No,
a pan
no,
across
no,
the
no,
room
no.
and it
Stop,
smacks
stop.
into Carter.
I shoot an arrow into the spokes of one of his wheels.
Like jams up, kind of spins around in a
Is it
circle.
not?
Updates first. Updates first.
Him spinning in a circle is really funny. Throwing a pan. Oh, Dad, you're embarrassing me.
He spins around in a circle and says, "What? There's an undead abomination."
Not
No.
undead. Not undead. Not an abomination.
No.
What?
I bubble myself.
We have a
Oh
role
no!
to
Look what
talk
you made him
about.
bubble.
You in a roll to use magic?
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. No.
Don't do not do this to me
don't.
again.
Not for a bit. Not for a bit.
Put it away.
God.
Put it away.
No, in all seriousness, no, I have been so terrified about the next spell I'm going to cast.
What
Like,
if
it's
on the
so
next
good to
spell-
be back in Carter's shoes, but I'm just kind of terrified of it
That's,
now.
I will admit, that's part of why I didn't like kill off Ziggy fully, because there is a
Just a
We might
possibility
need him.
that
We might
that
need
the
him again.
next time, because Carter's not coming back for
Oh,
the next
God.
one. If Carter fucks up the next spell, Carter's gone forever.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Oh my god, that actually made me tear up a little bit.
God. When you
No.
asked that, I had completely forgotten. It'd been months. I'd forgotten that's how magic worked. And
Hey, Carter.
you said that, and I just went, ah! No, I do not.
I wonder if like everybody's freaking out with the throwing the pan, and then we all see Carter lift his hand as like, because we know
Right.
what he looks like when he's doing magic, because he lifts his hand, and we all go, no.
Tackle.
Drop kick him.
You
Yasmera
explain-
grabs her dad, and me and Garas grab Carter, and everybody's just like, all right, nobody move.
Y'all de-escalate the situation.
And
explain to
even
Connor.
standoff. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh.
Oh no.
Goodness.
Okay.
Now
So
everyone
you get-
panics for a second.
You get a con up to speed. He also goes in to hug. Or no, wait, did he? Yeah, he knew you for a while. I think, because
Oh,
even before the
he
mission.
tried
Yeah.
to kill him when he went off. Yeah, they were in
Yeah.
the same room.
Yeah, Kant was there when it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, I think actually I'm thinking with a con. I think he rolls up to you, and like grabs your arm, and looks at you, and he says,
Oh yeah, Carter hasn't seen his sick wheelchair.
"It's damn good to see you again."
You too, Akant. Sorry if I caused you any distress, and everything else.
It's been gnawing at me for a while that you were still out there, and I didn't put you down when I had the chance. I'm glad that I didn't.
Me too. But if something like that were to happen again, it's good to have a man like you around. Thank you, Akant.
Oh, I've got provisions for next time. I'm ready. Don't do that again. But
Garas, do you think they're going to kiss?
Stop shipping my father.
She's not here. Do you think they're going
he
to
just
kiss?
squeezes your shoulder and lets you go. And I
Carter did hit on him a couple times now
Yes.
that I remember it too.
It's
So I
all
think,
coming back.
yeah,
but
yeah.
Yaz is, I think at this point, it's not that he wouldn't. It's just that like he's gotten enough vibes. He's like, not my daughter's friends. No, I think that's weird.
I think the only thing that Carter really does towards that is he also squeezes Akant's arm, but just leaves the hand there for, like half a second longer than,
lingers.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to?
Is my dad at the bar also?
Linger?
So yeah, I mean the rest of the rest of this first day back is mostly Carter dodging various things thrown at him when people walk in the room and realize that he's alive. I think
Who
Arlo
freaks
and
out the
Wolf,
most?
Yeah.
show up at some point. I think Wolf flat out like tries to
Okay, I think the
assassinate.
second Wolf walks into the room before anything happens, Yaz just like lineman tackles them,
Picks him up.
and it's
I
just
think
like,
Yaz is the
I
only
need
one
you.
because Yaz is a really good. I think Yaz and Venehn have the best like perception, like
Yeah, my
seeing.
empathy is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the perception is for.
Well, I
range
think what
weapons.
happens is Wolf like fully like full assassination mode, like sneaks into the room, sees Carter like through the window, tries to sneak into the place. I think the two of you just see like a shadow coming out, like dagger drawn coming up.
I give Yasmera the hand signal. That's like, oh shit, Wolf's here. Like we've been ready for like 3 days. We've been waiting for Wolf to show up after we saw Arlo.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a problem.
And Carter's perception is pretty abysmal, so I love the idea that he is just fully unaware that it even
He's
happened.
just making
Yeah.
coffee the next
Yeah.
morning.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
Exactly.
Wolf is behind him with a
you.
dagger, but Yaz
Yeah.
just comes out of
And then
frame
Yaz
and just
from off screen
tackles.
just
and tackles him fully out of view, so I'm just
Yes.
like, what?
Yeah.
Venehn just standing at the other end of the bar, like everything's fine. And they calling over, Yaz, you have got to get them a leash.
Woo!
Eventually, everything kind of like settles. All the people that need to know that Carter is back have been.
Oh,
been brought up to
Isaya's
speed.
gonna be so happy.
Oh yeah.
There is one person that Carter would be curious to see, and I kind of forgot. I think he fucked off to do something, but is Tybalt in town?
Ty,
Yeah.
Tie baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ty has been in and out, has not been like in, or I think over the last couple of years, like after what happened to Carter, has been kind of, he shows up for a couple days at a time and like leaves.
Was
This is
he-
mostly justification for why he hasn't showed up for so long?
He left with Asaya last time, right? Or left with Lucia to go to Asaya? Is that right? Or did he not say?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. It's been-
Cena just wants to send more spooky dreams to people and wants reasons for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Always.
I'm finding that I think he will show. He'll show up eventually. whether you want to set a spooky dream first or not is up to you. I'll leave that narrative decision to you.
Tempting.
It's still a spell.
Hey, Carter, maybe I'll just like write to him and tell him to come by.
But we do need to get a hold of Asaya, right?
Yeah, we do.
We do need to
talk
get
Isaiah
all of
regardless.
Isaiah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, Asaya's full Grey Warden mode right now, so she's probably on like the war front currently. So she would definitely be somebody you either send a letter or you can send a spooky dream.
well, we had just also talked about trying to contact her with the
To get a
whole
hold
like
of
Garahel
Garahel.
situation.
Yeah, so I had assumed that y'all might send send word to Garahel that you need to talk to him as soon as possible.
I mean, that will just bring Lucia and Asaya regardless
so
anyway.
that is actually going to be, I'll tell you, that's the framing device for this downtime, is waiting to hear back from Garahel.
Okay, cool.
Got it.
Okay.
I mean, we might as well just have Lucia, Asaya, and Garahel just come here then. Have them all. Because, I mean, this is kind of...
Yeah.
Do we want to take all of them away from the war front?
The front, though,
Yeah,
we might
that's
have to go to
true.
them.
Yeah.
And you know, Garahel at least, but also Asaya. I mean, Lucia is a formidable opponent, but Garahel and Lucia, Asaya are
That's true. We need at least one
integral
of them
to the
Yeah,
communication.
you don't
of
imagine
orders.
that Garahel can't just like take some PTO and come
Yeah.
visit y'all.
No.
That's not gonna happen. Isaiah probably not either. That would be probably good. You do know, I mean, Isaiah, last you heard, her posting is not too far away from y'all. She would be over in Cumberland, which is only about a day's travel
Then we
from
could do a trip there.
Valrio. Couple days travel from Valrio. So you could potentially go visit her there. Garahel, on the other hand, would be dealing with I think the last you have heard, the wardens are like making slow progress retaking the free marches up towards Antiva, to retake the city for the final, like, trying to like corral the dark spawn back that way for one final push. That's been years in the making. So Garahel is probably there on like the front lines right now. Isaiah is watching, is in Cumberland, at the Chateau Hein there, with some of the refugees, and kind of she's more on like what would you call it, like tactical support for the, like she's dealing with Grey Warden Command on more of like getting the battalions that are coming from like the north into Winter and the Anderfells, and trying to get troop placement where they need to be for this campaign. So
I have a question.
Yes.
How long was our trip back? Because I don't remember how long it took us to get there.
It was a couple weeks.
Okay. Then how long is it going to take for like a letter to get to Garahel and them? Hey,
if Garahel's on the front lines, you would probably
post.
guess, like sending a courier with a letter. You'd probably send it to Cumberland and then have the Grey Warden dispatchers take it to Garahel. So you're probably writing to Asaya and having her get a letter to Garahel, or get word to Garahel.
Might as well do it like that then.
Since we wanted to do it so quickly, can I have potentially, because I'm assuming we sent that off once we got back and had access to the post again, could I potentially expedite the process?
How so?
So I'm journeyman in animal training instead of novice. So I can train animals to follow more complex commands, such as guard this place, or return to me when strangers approach, or maybe deliver a letter to a very specific person.
Or
it takes about 2 weeks of training. So over the course of our journey, Bird?
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Bird?
Okay, so you want to potentially training like a courier bird or something, like a falcon or a pigeon or something like that.
Either a falcon or a pigeon,
dire
the
pigeons.
two best birds.
Dire pigeons.
I mean, you could train
Like
an
a,
owl, nature's slowest bird,
no, like
to
a crow, like a
send a letter for
crow,
you.
like a crow.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds
you could do that.
sexist.
Big
No,
fuck
you could
off
definitely do
crow.
that.
This
I would
this is just
say
purely for like narrative purposes, but
you probably couldn't train it while you were traveling because that requires
Why not?
more consistent train. Like that's when you're gonna have to focus a couple weeks of like
It's a bird. Is it
not.
gonna lose me?
Well, that's the whole point. You're training it not to lose you, and if you keep moving, it's gonna be hard. Um,
We get back. Cumberland's only a day's travel. So once we get back, as the crow flies, it's going to be faster to get to Garahel than even like the Grey Warden couriers,
Yeah.
right?
Again,
So the-
I wasn't
the
I
point
wasn't
that I
trying
was
to like
making-
make it a whole. I
Yeah,
was just
let me-
for
let me
narrative
kind of-
purposes.
yeah, let me justify this for roleplay and kind of to give you your options here. If you dispatch a Grey Warden courier, it's going to take you a couple days to get to Cumberland. That's not the big problem. The problem is the trek from Cumberland to the front lines. That is going to be more of a journey. Normally, they would take, like, if you were going from Valrio to Antiva, normally you would take a boat to get there. They're not. This is not like the wardens do not have the resources and don't have like a naval fleet. They are trekking overland and trying to push the darkspawn back towards Antiva. So they would be traveling on foot. You would guess a skilled courier would probably be able to get a letter to Garahel. It would probably take about 3 or 4 weeks for it to get to him, and then about another month for it to get back to you. So you're talking probably a couple of months before you hear back from Garahel. If you train a bird when you get back to Valrio, couple weeks to train it, it would probably be able to get to to wherever you dispatch it to. Normally with courier birds, like they go to like they don't like travel, they don't travel with the thing and then sleep in a tree, and they go to a specific location, and then that is passed on to another bird who goes to a specific location. I'm going to waive that for Fantasyland and say that it would probably take about a week for it to get there and a week for it to get back. So you're talking about a month in total. You're cutting the time in half that it would take to get everything with the training and then actually dispatching the bird. Well, it would take about a week, let's say 2 weeks for it to get there, and then however much, so another 2 weeks until you hear word back from Garahel. So
I think that's good. I think it's a better idea than a courier, not just for the speed, but also the possibility of that courier getting intercepted.
Yeah, who's the bird gonna tell?
Yeah. And my other thought too was it's risky, but me sending a dream to Garahel would cut an immense amount of time. But if he would then send a regular courier back to us with his answer, it would still be a month. So we might as well do the bird.
Yeah. So
A
I think it's
really big, mean crow has just been hanging around for the last couple of weeks. He's mean. He doesn't like anybody but Venehn, and he barely tolerates Venehn. He's mean.
Crow smokes cigarettes.
Yeah,
so
he's
in
a cranky little motherfucker.
Yeah, so in the background of all this, Venehn spends the first couple of weeks, again, our framing device here, Venehn spends a couple of weeks training a crow to deliver a letter to, I think...
Sorry, I do realize that you were like, oh, I have a framing device for this, and I was like, actually, let's do something else.
No, it's all good. I assumed that y'all might do something like this, so that was... this falls in line with that. So you would be sending a letter to, I think you're able to at least like get some information from what's passed along, like what's in Valro, because people are talking, I've heard like news of like what the Great Wardens are doing and how they're fighting the Blight. The last you heard is that they're somewhere near Ansburg. So you train your bird to fly to Ansburg.
Can I name the bird?
Yes.
I'd like to name him, because this just feels like bird energy, but also for the fans out there. The old elven word for pride.
Which is?
Solace.
It's a bald ass.
Bald
ass bird.
No feathers on top.
Yeah.
Love that bird.
No, he's a fucking old ass, prideful, ornery bird.
Yep.
but he's Venen's bird.
Spoilers for
Alright.
anybody who hasn't played Veilguard yet. Solus looks weird with hair too.
I love hair
So
hair
weird to
Solus.
look at that.
I
Like,
love
it's-
it.
I haven't gotten used to it yet.
I love it.
All right. Well, we don't really have a ton of time to do a lot of
Oh
stuff.
wait,
So
I have one thing I want to do.
yeah.
So Garas is gonna find his dad, and
Hmm.
Yasmera's dad, and he will let them know that Ziggy isn't coming back because he was part of Old Man, the
Yeah.
Old Man Club.
Yeah.
So I think he just like lets him like, "Hey, Dad, just want to let you know. I know that, Ziggy was a very good friend of you guys. So just let you know that Ziggy won't be coming back for a good long time."
You see your dad. I imagine like you're in your home, and he kind of like turns and kind of grips the back of his chair, and his head hangs low. He goes, "Shit. That bastard owed me 300 silver. I'm never going to get that money back. Where did he go? I need to find him."
See, that's the thing. He's currently.
You let a guy show up to poker night one time, and you let him buy in. You say you're good for it, right? And he says, "Yeah, I'm good for it. I'm good for it. I'm, dwarf, Greywood, and honor, bullshit, all of that." And then he just leaves and doesn't pay me my money back.
No, you know what, Daddy?
Son
I
of a
will make
bitch.
sure that you'll get your money back. But right now, he's going to be very busy doing a lot of like work.
Yasmera prepared for this and sent you over with 500 silver
Yes, we
pieces.
pull that. But just so that
An
you
extra 100 for his trouble.
and
Could-
so that here is the money.
Could we also say that Ziggy wrote letters for your dad and a Kant, but when they unravel the paper, it's just an image of him flipping them off. It's just a middle finger.
On the journey back, Carter was drawing the pictures.
Yeah.
Just like
Fuck yes.
having Ziggy
Oh,
sit
yeah.
there and was like, all right, I got this.
Oh, that's perfect Carter Ziggy bonding time right there. It's
Yeah.
just
He was
that.
drawing him, giving a middle finger to his bros.
Your dad like takes it, looks like, that son of a bitch. But he very carefully folds it back up, and sticks it in his pocket. He was very bad at poker, and I'm not good. It was so easy.
Yeah, he was.
It's gonna be a
pretty
hard
bad at
filling
it.
that seat.
Yeah, but to let you know, I think he would be very glad to know that the money he owed you went back to your hands.
He gives you like a curt nod, claps you on the back. And if you ever want to sit again, I'll take your money again anytime.
Oh no, that's quite fine. I'm fine with the money that I have, thank you. I refuse to play with you ever again ever since my 10th birthday.
10th?
He laughs.
I think Venehn was invited to poker night twice. But his perception is so off the charts that they were like, you guys fucking...
You kept catching him cheating.
I didn't 100% try to shark their way into like, oh my god, is this how you play?
Yeah.
Did I win?
Did I hustle your dad?
Oh, totally.
Yaz isn't even allowed in the house during poker night.
No.
All right. Any last little one-offs people want to say they're doing? We'll come back next week for scenes or anything y'all want to get up to.
No, there's a scene I want to do, but
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Lambert.
Yeah, that'll be a good
He
scene for next week.
exists, and I might be going to my death.
Mm-hmm.
I will send a letter to my mom. We can get into that later, but that might take a while to send. So,
Do you need a bird? Venen's going through
Yes,
a bird phase right now.
Put a bird on
yeah,
it.
I'm just gonna keep
I know she
training
went
birds.
back, but is just gonna send a letter that says she's needed.
I'm just picturing now that Venehn, because Venehn is now big into birds, we're now having these moments of where we're trying to like live inside the house, but then like, then can you go grab the thing for me? Sure thing. Snaps his fingers and a bird flies in and grabs it, brings it, but like the fuck,
Yeah.
Venehn?
That a roseate spoonbill?
I'm so glad you asked. You're stuck for the
right.
next 45 minutes.
Well, I think this is the probably perfect place to end our session. For
No, we just
tonight.
started.
I know, right?
No more 3-month gap. Next week.
Yeah. No, we will definitely be cranking them out over the next month. I mean, honestly, I anticipate I'm opening like I'm fully prepared for next session to just be all downtime. So y'all can have as much time as you want. I'm fine with doing next 2 sessions all downtime. I know there's some stuff like there are some loose ends that I know that some of you want to patch up, so I'm gonna give that all the breath that it needs. You know, nothing that I think will turn into like a full mission, but there may be some, you know, people you gotta say goodbye to, people you gotta kill, you know, whatever it might
I
be.
do have a man to kill.
Yeah.
Wait.
I have one man to say goodbye to and one man to kill.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got a woman to either say goodbye to, recruit, or kill.
Maybe
We'll see.
both.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Maybe
the person
maybe
I
all
have to say
three. I
goodbye
don't know.
to will be there when the framing device shows up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think I want to give you a little
Yeah.
heads up on my intent as well, because it might, the logistics of it might muddle things up. Also, I
Yeah.
might turn into an abomination in the middle of it. But not only am I sending a dream, there's going to be a night where I tap out all of my mana, sending dreams to every fucking body.
It's gonna be a lot of magic rolls.
Yeah.
Does Garas finally get his Carter dream?
Oh, I've never given you one.
No.
And
You
Carter
never
is
have?
definitely going to ask us to be there so we can help.
Oh yeah, I specifically
Right?
you guys standing over me with a knife, but I
Right?
also wanted
Everyone
to get.
standing
Right?
over Carter with a
Sit up.
dagger.
Yes,
Right?
yes, absolutely. No, 100%. I don't. Carter does not want to fuck around with magic
Yeah.
in the same way that he used to, so it would definitely be a prepared moment. And I would
Yeah.
also like to have like maybe a Say or a Tybalt or both around to assist with the actual
Yeah.
spellcasting.
In
assignment.
logistics, I'm probably not going to make you roll for magic rolls for like out of
Yay!
combat, like, you know, role play stuff.
But the
I'm not going to be
fear.
that mean, mainly because I don't want to deal with that again. So it's a gift to me. You're welcome, Val. So we're not. We'll probably
That's
save the magic.
self-care.
Yeah,
Right, that's radical self-care right there.
I want to give Carter the chance to royally fuck up again when it matters the most.
Oh my god!
not-
First round of combat. Just
yeah. It's just gone.
shit.
Oh, Venehn would be pissed.
I'll burn it all to the ground.
Oh, no.
I'll burn it all to the
Oh,
ground.
you guys think Yasmera gets angry?
Yeah, the next time this happens with Carter, I'm fully like Abomination is staying around to
Oh no,
fuck you all up.
we're going into the Fade to get him so we can
No,
send
yeah.
him directly to hell
No, yeah.
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 to suffer for his sins.
Like, creating hell in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
I have such dangerous spells now too.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So again, since we're getting off topic again, downtime and then into our final bit. Once we start the final bit, I really don't think it's going to be more than like 3 or 4 sessions. So we're getting there. We're
Wrapping
really
it up,
close.
people.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. This has been
This is
a
like
long
Act 3
time
in Cyberpunk.
in the making. 10 sessions, y'all.
This is like
miniseries.
Act 3 in Cyberpunk, where we're gonna run around doing literally everything else but the final
Side quest, side quest, side quest, side
Yeah.
quest.
It's me 3 years past in game, the architect
I
shows
know,
up
it's
and is
me.
like, "What the fuck, you guys? What is
Don't-
this?"
I'm gonna go talk to that dwarf blacksmith, see how he's doing.
Lots of things y'all can do. I'm gonna have to have my full list of NPCs so I can remember who the fuck people are.
Yeah, because I
so-
specifically need to talk to. Oh boy, I don't remember her name at all, but that one seeker that was on my
Oh.
ass. That was
Amara.
Yeah, they were.
protected. Amara. No, not Amara. She worked for
Olivia?
Oh,
no, the
Seeker.
Seeker Livia.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seeker
Yeah.
Livia. I want to know what she's
No,
up to.
Amar was a guard.
Amara worked for Lady Deadass.
Yeah.
Mara's still in prison?
No, we got her out.
We got her out.
You got her
We
out.
broke her out. Yeah.
She's around
with
somewhere.
us. She's with us now. She's
Yeah.
doing manual labor somewhere because that's what made her happy. I'm not making that up. That actually happened.
That's true.
All right, let's go around and do our stars and wishes. Wrap things up.
Oh boy.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Go.
I think my star is gonna go to Carter. Just the little moment of like, hi Reggie. It's so sweet. And I don't know, I'm just glad to have him back. Especially now that he's gone like full pro tag mode with like his weird scars and like different colored irises. And I'm really deep in the third Locked Tomb book right now, and like eye color is like a massive theme in those as far as like characters and stuff go. So it just like strikes me particularly hard with talking about like the irises and stuff. So I just liked it, and I just want Reggie to be happy and Carter, but Reggie's happy. And what else could we ask for?
Yeah, it was very sweet.
And my wish. My wish. I just want to see that wyvern one more time. Is that silly? It's silly, but I don't care.
No, look, it's totally fine.
He's gonna fly over the moon in the very last session.
If you want to dedicate part of your downtime to
Can I get in?
training this wyvern as a
Yeah.
mount or something, I'll set difficulties. We can try this.
That's my wish.
All right. Add it to your downtime.
Wyvern Mount.
Nice.
I gotta find a name for him. So we've got Halani
Dude,
the
do you-
bear and
you want me
Solus
to
the
send it?
crow.
Do you want me to send a dream to the wyvern and see if we can make the wyvern come to us?
Say less.
All right.
The answer is yeah.
Who's next?
I can go. There were a lot of lovely moments, but my star goes to Garas for Wally making up that his father started stealing money from him in poker at the age of 10. It was just right at the end, but it was a lovely little stinger.
World building.
It's really
I am sticking to the lore that Garrus's dad was pretty much like training him in the thieving ways, but
in the
not,
art
like,
of chicanery.
yeah.
I do love it. I love it so.
Board game at 10 years old, 7 years old, pulled his first 3-card Monte.
I love probably one of my favorite characters to roleplay in this whole game has been your dad. Like
Yep.
consistently,
Kind of rules, dude.
I
He's
have the
kind of
best
awesome.
opportunities to drop like the sickest burns.
Oh, he's the
and-
one-liner man for sure.
and to
Yeah.
be an absolute shit. If I want to play him in a campaign at some point,
Right? He
like
is a
this character.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely second the love in that, in my quote unquote one shot, he was my favorite character to play too.
Yeah,
It's just
He's fun.
and
It's
I credit
fun-
Wally to that.
it's
You
fun to
gave
pick
me a
some-
good character to play.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and the dynamics between them are great too. It's fun to play your dad and pick on you. It's just great.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just the way it is, yeah.
Can you guys see this?
Fantastic.
It's a cat.
yeah. So meatloaf.
Buddy.
Did somebody say meatloaf?
That's what you say, meatloaf.
Oh, don't give me that look. He said, "Shut up about meatloaf. I'm taking a nap."
All right, who's next?
Oh, I got my wish.
Yo ish.
My wish, as I believe what it has been for 30 sessions, I will, without a doubt, parent trap my parents.
I was gonna ask. We got one last chance, baby.
You got one more chance.
One last job before we retire, and that is, I will get my parents back together. I will.
Set those
Did I
difficulty
have that on
rolls.
my? I think I had that on my list. Yep, I do. I have a list of some of the downtime actions y'all said in our last session that you wanted to do, and one of them was Parent Trap. So I have that one
Mhm.
on there already.
And so
I mean,
begins.
Garas and Venehn are kind of like built to be henchmen for that kind of
We
thing,
are.
right? Like,
We're made to be henchmen.
Yeah.
Too.
It's going to be the candlelit dinner. We literally lock and bar them into a building where they can't get out until they
Mhm.
resolve their differences or
In-
kill each other.
in
Either way,
resolve
great.
their differences in whatever form that.
In whatever fashion.
Arlo
that
going
takes.
full Sebastian the Crab and playing romantic songs outside the window.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
him and Garas can harmonize.
Outside the window, though, so that they can't,
Yeah.
ransom him to be
Yeah,
let out.
so they
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
threaten
yeah.
Arlo's life.
Exactly,
That's a hostage.
exactly.
And you know
Yeah.
that Venehn and Garas will do some scheme to get them to get to that location too. It
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
super elaborate. Yeah.
100%.
Perfect.
I
Nope.
have a bear, several birds, and coming up a wyvern,
Perfect.
and incredible
for it.
tenacity. You can't. You
Alright.
literally can't stop us from getting your parents back together.
Yes.
That's
me.
All right, Sita, I think you're last.
I didn't go.
Wally has.
Oh wait, I
not...
thought Garrus. Oh wait, why did I think it was Sita that
We were
went?
talking about Garrus's dad, I think.
Yeah, it was. I just went in my head. I was like, that was Wally's start wish. I'm sorry.
What's up, y'all? My star, it goes to both Val and Sid, because I just loved that one gag of where they walked into the room. Yasmera was there stealing the books, and Jasper and Garas just stop and stare at them like, "You cool? Yeah, I'm cool. All right." Mind your business, we'll keep on going. I just love that. I love that scene so much. That, and now that we established that Venehn cannot cook worth for shit, that was a very fun
That's a
little
hilarious
lesson moment.
development.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed those little moments.
I'll add little kids too as my favorite characters to play. Like sassy old men and
Yeah.
Kevin.
little kids.
My wish.
We didn't say what kind of pranks we pulled on them.
Oh no! Oh, what kind of pranks? Oh, I know what kind of pranks. One, they put the water bucket in the doorway.
Sure. Of
Two,
course, classic.
they shaved down the back legs of the chairs. Three,
Also good.
they took one of the bookshelves and they cut the legs of one of the bookshelves so it's constantly wobbly no matter what. And also for another bookshelf, they removed those pegs, so as soon as he moves one of those books, the entire bookshelf falls down. Yasmera helped him with that.
So mean.
10 out of 10. No notes.
Look, I was either going to
Ziggy just uses his toothbrush.
It's like Ziggy just gave me the toothbrush. What you going to do with
And he didn't say where he used it either. So
Ew.
my wish though. So I already know I want to have like my goodbye scene with Lucia. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
But I kind of want Garas to get his like Grey Warden promotion, because he's been at this for a very long time, and like I think it's even though he isn't on the front line, I think like during the downtime he kind of stepped it up with the Grey Warden stuff. So I think he's trying to raise himself up in the ranks for Ziggy's sake. And also I kind of want to do that scene too of Garas going back to the cabin, letting him know that Ziggy is gone too. But yeah, definitely want like a nice little capstone for Garrus's Grey Warden arc is my wish.
I absolutely think too, if you want to say, because I can either give you time after the ward, like if you want to plan to go to Cumberland at some point during this downtime to talk with the wardens, to inform Isaiah and talk to Lucia and have a scene with her too.
Yeah.
You could do that during this downtime period while waiting to hear back from Garrett.
Okay, yeah, because I definitely, that's my wish, is to have like a nice capstone to Garrus's Grey Warden arc.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly reasonable. And this last, I mean, to be honest, like this last arc here too will kind of be a capstone that too. You're going to be getting deep in some Grey Warden shit.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Excellent, y'all.
Yeah, but that's me.
So that's gonna be it for.
Yeah, but Sita hasn't.
No,
I was just trying to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Sita has not
okay,
gone.
hold on. Somebody else went. In my mind, there was somebody else that went after Van and before Yaz, or did we just get off on such a tangent?
No, we were just talking.
we went off on a
Well, yeah,
really
no,
good tangent.
no, guys, it was our fifth player, Thomas.
Listen, go.
Oh, man.
Just go. Fuck me. Just go.
Thomas doesn't like to be on camera.
God, there were so many moments tonight that had me just busting out loud. I think I'm gonna give it my start tonight to pretty early on. I think it was actually during my introduction when I mentioned that Ziggy was beneath me, and Van said something about
Don't star that.
that was great. That had me dying, dude. I loved it. And it was, like she's been in the back of my
Like
mind. 'Cause
Miranda wishes he was, am I right?
Yep.
It's always
So that was
funnier the
nice.
second time.
And having it fresh in my mind too. Also, I got to give you the star because I knew she was there and I wanted to say goodbye, but like making that joke that really pushed me to Ziggy fucks off during that conversation and goes has fun one last time. So, yay.
The only person who goes in on ships harder than me is Sid. She's right here supporting me. That's my captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Ship Captain Sid, once again, reporting for duty.
And speaking of Sid sailing ships, I got to support my buddy here, man. My wish goes to the Parent Trap. We got to double down on that wish, man. We got one fucking chance left.
That's a team wish.
You're absolutely right. You've been wishing for that for months, so it's got to happen.
It's gonna be real awkward if you murder her. But
True. True.
Maybe
the real
he's
question is,
always
do
a
you
chance.
murder her and
There's
then
always
try
a
to
chance.
parent? Do you murder her and then try to parent trap them?
I can't-
Or do you
I'm gonna-
parent trap them and then murder her?
I'm deep into my third novel about lesbian necromancers. I'm going to
Yeah.
keep my mouth shut.
I just
Yep.
can't wait for the scene of Yasmera asking Garas and Venehn, "Hey, I need you to do a hijink for me."
Is that what she says? I need you to do
one hijink,
one
please.
hijink.
One hygiene, please.
Just
Like-
She has
like
a
ice.
coupon from last Christmas and
That's
for
right.
We
one
give
good for one
we give
hygiene.
her one every year on her birthday, and she's never used them, so she's got like 6 or 7 at this point.
Cashing in all my hijinks. I love
You
it.
got 7 hijinks.
All right. Is anyone else not gone? Am I stepping on anyone else's toes now?
My
Does anyone want to
star.
go again?
You wanna go? The detective
I
is
owe
here. Do you
everyone
want
a
to
second one.
turn? Turn?
All right.
Yeah, say hi.
That
Meow.
is going to be it for tonight. Detective, you want to go?
Do you have anything
No.
to say? No? Oh, okay, you're done.
All right. We will be back next Monday, come hell or high water, to do some downtime activities, or some final farewells before our climactic conclusion to this campaign. So join us for that. In the meantime, I believe we're back this week with some more Hearts of Stone as well on Saturday.
Yeah.
With everyone back here. So very excited for that as well. Join us for Blades in the Dark on Saturday at 3:00 Eastern time. Right? Yeah.
Correct.
Got it. I'm so out of sorts. The holiday season really did a number on me.
Well, that
so.
one you have historically always fucked up, so congratulations.
Yeah, that
you
would.
did it.
Well, we've changed.
We have changed that
in my
one
defense,
a million times.
our Saturday game has changed times about like once a season. So I can never remember.
Well, you did.
I did. So join us for that. But I want to once again thank everyone out there for watching and thanking my lovely players for this delightful session. And
Hey
looking
guys,
forward
let's
to-
say thank you to Val
Hell
for
yeah, dude.
holding that story together for like a 3-month break. I know it can be really hard to come back into storytelling after that long of a time, and you nailed it.
Thank you. I credit past me for actually taking notes from our last session. So that
We send
that
a
helped.
bunch of tiny hearts. Like the kids do.
Thank you. I'm very much looking forward to we don't have to talk about we're talking about like later sessions and stuff. I'm so looking forward to ending this game, not to ending it, but like to seeing the conclusion of this story.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's been a long time coming. So all right, that's it. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We will see you next time, and until then, good game and good night, internet.
gens ne se trompent point, de la peur il se nourrit. Ô grand guerrier, je prie pour ta vie. À chaque eau, le soleil faiblit. Fuyez mes amis.